It's too early, but that's okay. My gym workout was phenomenal. Before I went home, I decided to stop over at my mother's house. I haven't seen my mother in 2 months. I know she's going to be very surprised to see me. I can't wait. What the? I couldn't believe what I was seeing. The first thing I noticed was this person's skin. What is going on? Uncomplicated, untreated skin? Who is this guy? I had to take a step back, but then I realized it was my brother. But look at his skin. Have you guys ever seen anything like that? I had to take a closer look and figure out what was going on. Best believe I crept up on him. Peep this. I'm still looking at his skin, trying to figure out how did we get here. I could do nothing but shake my head. He could definitely use my help. I had to get to the bottom of this. He definitely needed some game about his skin. I'm just staring at it, like looking at it. Come on, bro. I knew what to do. I had to reach in my bag and get that Tej Hanley. Uncomplicated skincare for men. Bro, this is why I'm excited to have Tej Hanley as a sponsor of today's video. They have helped me start and maintain my skincare routine by making the entire process uncomplicated. Honestly, it's the best skincare system for guys like you and me. I recommend you start with their level 1 system, which comes with all the basics. A daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and the grime on your skin, a 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of the dead skin cells, an AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun, and a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. My brother was so excited. My favorite part about Tej Hanley is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. They really make the process of achieving and maintaining amazing skin easy. Shout out to Tej Hanley. And because Tej Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers a great deal. Just click the first link in the description, and not only will you get Tej Hanley for the best possible price, but they'll also give you a free gift with your first box. Click that link and get started today for just $30. Feel the Tej. Let the Tej force be with you. That's right, family. Feel the Tej. Just go to. What's going on, family? Welcome to King Talk on the greatest network ever, the Lapeef Network. Let me go ahead and introduce the crew. We got Mr. Marcus White, Trev Smooth, Hink in the basement, Cloud Jones. Welcome back, Sweeney. Me, myself, and Lapeef JR. Welcome to King Talk. What's going on, family? What's going on? How y'all doing?
Can't call it like a broken phone. Doing night.
Yeah.
What's going on, fellas? What's going on?
Fellas, what's good?
Let's man.
Look who decided to show back up with us.
Nothing wrong with that. Good to see you, Sweeney, man. Good to see you, man. It kind of look like you and Cloud got a little new setup or something.
No, it's the same setup. Just move my desk.
Okay, it's got a position different. Okay, look official, man. Look official. I see Trev writing down notes. Look at him taking notes.
I'm on a laptop. I'm kind of hyped because I got my my second display back. For those of you who didn't know, my computer screen was broken on my Apple, and they're like $850, $750 for a grade B. And what I did was I went and got a secret on how to find them for $250. And yeah, my homeboy threw it in for me. Shout out to the homeboy who threw it in, man, because now I'm back to 2 displays. We winning.
Okay.
Hey.
Go ahead, Mark. Oh, you just saying, hey. Something else you can get as well. I don't know if you guys have AT&T or Verizon. Anybody on the panel got AT&T or Verizon?
I got Verizon.
Okay. So Verizon has a home insurance as well. Depending on how many phones you got, I think it's like $25. So if anything goes
Oh
wrong,
yeah.
like your computer screen or something like that, just pay $100. And if they can't fix it, then they replace it.
No shit.
Yeah. So I strongly suggest getting it. I've just used it recently on a tablet, and I didn't order the case right away, and my son cracked the tablet. So they upgraded his
Oh
tablet.
man.
Like it was iPad Pro. It was mine. I gave it to him. They upgraded it because they didn't have that model in stock, and then he cracked it. So now I got to pay another $100 to get that one fixed again. But it's one of those things,
Sheesh.
man. We're trying to put y'all on game. Anything that's cracked, like your TVs, like monitors, like anything that's electronics in the house, it will cover, including cell phones or some separate. So,
But you got to be a customer of Verizon or AT&T, right?
as far as I know, yeah. It's one of those add-ons. You pay $25, but it definitely came in handy because Apple said they couldn't have to buy a whole new iPad and fix the screen.
Well, I don't know if y'all know, but you can put on your insurance, your homeowner's insurance, they do cover your cell phones now.
Okay.
Car insurance and all that. So yeah.
Our insurance, they're stepping it up. All right.
And Best Buy has better insurance than Apple offers themselves, man, which is crazy.
You talking about the Geek Squad? Yeah.
Yeah, they offer better protection.
Yeah, my go-to Micro Center. You can go there and you you don't even need your receipt, no box, no
Oh, damn.
nothing can happen. 2-3
Oh,
years.
that's a bootleg chic, Marcus.
You say what?
Some bootleg shit you can go around.
Man, Joe, Micro Center be
You
cracking.
might get somebody else's phone by the time you come up out of there.
You been up there? Y'all got a Micro Center down there?
I got a Micro Center by me. That shit is fire.
Yeah, but
I never heard of it.
bro, I brought all my 3D printers from there. Like, so I brought a what is it? A 70-inch flat screen like 5 years ago when they was like 3,400. My dog put his paw on the screen and broke the TV. I took it back to them. I got another 75-inch, an Xbox One, and a computer because the price had dropped on them. But they gave me a full gift card for the amount.
Dang.
Hey, y'all telling all the secrets, man. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Hey man. Word. We drop all types of gems.
Yeah.
Hey, might as well let somebody else benefit too. Ain't no need to hold that information.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Well, it's good to see you guys again. Again, welcome to King. Let me see what we got in the chat. Shout out to all my green gang that's in the chat. Erica. I see Erica and Cloud got something going on. Joe Lee. Dale Matthews is in there as well. BZ, Baby Zaddy, and HR is in the building as well. Will G. Shout out to all my green gang. You want to become part of that? Go ahead and click that link that's pinned to the top of the chat. Shout out to the sponsor again, Teach Handling Uncomplicated Skincare for Men, 30% off along with a free gift. That link is in the description. Go ahead and fill a Teach, as I always say. By the time we take control of our skin and make sure we have it in order. Now that we're hibernating, for most people that experience cold weather, we are hibernating right now. So this is an excellent time for you to go ahead and take care of it and be right for the summer, including your bodies, fellas, including your bodies. That being said, hit the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Shout out to all the ladies that's tuning in. Shout out to all the ladies that's tuning in. And my birthday is in 2 days. Shout out to Kelly Connection. So my birthday is in 2 days. It is. I will be live streaming on Thursday on my birthday. So it's going to be a special show. All right, let's go ahead and get this show started. Our first topic of the night is: do older men date women too young for them just to relive their young days? I'm going to go ahead and play this clip, and we're going to dive into it. We got a smaller panel tonight, so everybody should be able to engage without having to wait too long. So I'm feeling that setup, bro. I feel like a track house or something, man. Sweeney, can you hear me?
Mhm.
Yeah, Sweeney got the new setup. It's looking good.
Oh, my bad, man. Bro, I'm distracted by my phone. Hey, did you know that your shit look like it's 3D when you got glasses on?
You got 3D glasses on?
No, I'm dead serious. I'm looking at the phone, and I kid you not, the shit looks 3D.
Did they legalize weed in Texas, JR?
Oh, you probably got some polarized lenses.
That might be it, bro. Because this shit tripping me out right now.
Yeah, you got the wrong glasses on.
Yeah,
Sweetie.
them polarized lenses make everything look 3D.
That's why I got that CB4 on glasses on.
Sweetie, hide
Somebody say
I just looked at my phone. I'm like, what the hell is going on with my phone?
All right, let's go ahead and we'll get this show started, man. Our first topic of the night again is: do older men date women too young for them just to relive their young days?
And no old suck the life out of me. No, I'm not doing it.
Why?
You want to hoe around in your 20s and your 30s. Now you're 50 and you single because you was hoeing around all around town, community dick. And now you want to get somebody that's younger because they less used. You're used. So you're used up and you want somebody less used up. No, go ahead and get your match. They be out here. They be having several baby mothers, several kids, but want a girl with no kids. No, get your match.
All right, short clip, but I know y'all are fans of her. So do older men date women too young for them just to relive their young days? I'm going to go ahead and start with you, Trev. What do you think about that? You on mute, Trev.
I got to get back used to my two displays and swinging this thing all the way over to the other panel. All right. So I think she missed the mark on that one, man. See, and some of the reasons that she's mentioned, they're valid, right? Dudes do not want a female who's used, right? But the problem is dudes don't have the same effects and drawbacks from as women do, because women take on all that emotional pain when they're dealing with several partners. Like, that doesn't happen the same as men. Not to say it doesn't happen to a degree, but not nearly as substantial as it does for a woman, right? They become damaged. They become seriously jaded. And once you have like a bunch of kids and stuff, women are the primary people who are going to take care of children anyway, right? So when you have that, most of the men don't have the kids. And it's very tough for men to run into a situation with the female who already has kids, because you're going to have to watch them. You're going to be like stepdad, especially if it's a teenager or something. He's going to want to beat you up. It's a whole lot of different types of baggage that come along with the woman who's older, right? And one of the main things that men appreciate is for a woman to be malleable, for her to be coachable. And women who are in their 30s, 40s, they're not so malleable. They're not so coachable. So you can't really make them the woman who is for you, right? And no matter how you spin it, that's what we try to do. We want to mold a woman into our type of woman. So when you get them at an earlier age, it's a lot easier to do that. And you might want to see it as manipulation or whatever, or grooming or whatever you want to call it. It is what it is. But we want to find a woman who is valuable. We want a woman who's coachable, no matter how you spin it. That's what we want. We don't want somebody who's set in their ways and just does not understand what it is that a man wants. Like, you could find somebody, even if you find a young girl, she doesn't really know how to cook or nothing like that. You can have it to where you can teach her to cook like you. You know what I'm saying? Versus the stuff that she's learned in her life already. And that's what you really want, right? You, like, when it comes to McLovin, you want to teach a female how to satisfy you, and she's going to be more open to it. She's going to be more energetic. She's going to be more able to do it. And, you know, as far as that category is concerned, men don't really age as fast as women do. It's just unfortunate, but it is what it is. Men appreciate their younger women. And a lot of times what women are understanding is that men, our sexual marketplace value goes higher as we age, right? Of course, it's going to top out, right? It doesn't, like, you're not going to be 90 years old and you're still raising up, but you got up into about 50 when you're still very desirable. And women who might disagree, tell your peers the same thing, because they would be all over it. I'm in my 40s, and if that's what I wanted to do, I could easily do it. Females don't stop. You become more desirable because you've accomplished the things. You have the maturity. You can hold conversations more. Everything that women is attracted to, you are better at. So as long as you keep yourself looking sturdy, young, you in shape, you'll be able to obtain a younger woman. Whereas the females' fertility is another concern. No matter how you spin it, fertility after 35 is a geriatric pregnancy, right? So the chances of you having kids, let's say you want 2-3 kids, that timeline, what are you going to rush right through the whole situation? It could be a lot of problems once a female's older. So I could understand why somebody would rather a younger woman, because sometimes it takes us as men a much longer time for us to get to our sexual marketplace value to the maximum level. Whereas a female reaches hers with between like 20, 25. I'll end it there.
All right. We'll go to you, Cloud Jones. What are your thoughts about it, sir?
I would say, all right, as far as the actual question goes, do older men date women too young for them to relive their young days? I wouldn't agree that they date women necessarily, quote unquote, too young for them. But would I agree that older men often date younger women to relive their younger days? I would say absolutely. I'd say that's entirely the point. A lot of men have had to very early in their age spend their life accumulating wealth, accumulating skills, working in a career, and unfortunately, doing that takes them away from society, living life, having certain experiences, and just plain old having fun. And so I think for a lot of guys, once they get to a certain point in their life that they're established, it's like they might not be looking for someone who's at the same level as them. They might just now be looking to have some fun. Like, yo, I got this money. I want to buy my Ferrari. I want to have a pretty girl sitting in it. I want to travel and spend my bread. And I don't know what the new trends are. So I want somebody young to keep me abreast of the trends and someone to show me where the cool restaurants are and what the fly fashion styles are. And so I could understand how someone who's lived that type of lifestyle would want that in older life. But I think that the young lady in the video, I agree with Trev when I say, I would say she missed the mark. I think that her perspective of it is somehow that these men are washed up, but usually the men who in older age even have access to younger women, they're not washed up. You know what I mean? That's just usually not the case. It's not like some 50-year-old loser that's dating the 25-year-old. It's usually that 50-year-old guy, like I said, with the Ferrari, hedge fund manager, guy that's been bringing in bank for years, that's dating the 25-year-old. It's usually the cream of the crop of the men in their 50s or 40s or whatever the case is. So I think that, when you're at the top of your game for a man, you get the top pickings, and with women, that happens to be the youngest and most attractive ones and the most fit ones. And so that's just what it is. That's just, how it is. So I would agree with Trev and I would disagree with the young lady in the video.
All right. Go ahead, Brother Hink.
So do older men date women younger for them just to relieve their youth? Yeah. I don't know if that's the reason why they're doing it. It's possible, but I don't see that be the case. Maybe, if they're looking to marry, I guess on the second marriage, they probably just gonna deal with younger because they had the old head already, had 2 or 3 kids already, probably got ran through the ringer, and just trying to get something a little younger and more spry. And if he decide to want to have another baby or 2 with the young girl, he can, because the older women, they probably all set. They probably already got the insides taken out, a hysterectomy's done, so they can't make no more goddamn babies. So they got to get one of them young girls to come through this real fertile, got their ovaries and everything working, so they could drop them loads in them, so they can make some more kids, if that's what they choose for. Or they maybe they are looking to have some fun, you know what I'm saying, and they can get it out of the young girl. But I don't know, if I was an old head sister myself, I would feel like the girl just used me for my bread. So I wouldn't do it personally. Well, I guess there's some cats out there probably like to swing like that, though.
Okay. All right, go ahead, Brother Sweeney.
We making this way more complicated than it has to be. Older men date younger women because these older men that can date younger women because they got access to them. It's that simple. They can date younger women because younger women want to date them. I mean, I would love to hear her opinion when it comes to the 20-something-year-old or the person that's her age that she chooses to pass over because he doesn't have the things that she's passing him over for an older man for. Because let's say for the sake of argument, she's talking about the guy that been ran through. A lot of the older men that I see date younger women aren't ran through. They've been married before, they've had their children, they've done all of those things, and then they come out of, you know what I mean, they come out of marriage or they get divorced, and then they go on and date younger, or they get back on the dating market, and they still more desirable than a lot of younger dudes. I ain't in that age group yet, but I can also see that I notice a lot of young dudes that come sit in my chair and they tell me, shoot, the women checking for the older guys. The who they be talking about, the silver foxes and all of this, and they dress well and they like them and all of that. It's that simple. They date them because they got access to them. It ain't got nothing to do with them trying to relive their younger days. If they wanted to relive their younger days, they go buy a motorcycle. They go do some of that shit. But having access to women, men date across the spectrum. If you're a beautiful woman, he gonna date you.
I go ahead, Marcus White.
First off, shout out to her. I appreciate everything she said and the way she said it, because what she did was explain that younger sometimes don't mean less difficult. When somebody show you that that's how they want to talk, act, and behave, you need to be thankful that they showing that to you so you can avoid the hell out of that. So you don't end up with somebody like that. And you like, she was young. I thought she was going to be. Nope. People could be difficult at any age. And to me, that came off as difficult and mildly abrasive, you know. But I will say at 21, as a father, when I would not allow my daughter to date me at 21 versus me at 31. I'm two different people. You know what I'm saying? I was reckless. And when she talk about like, men can't get ran through. So I don't know where she get that from. But ain't nobody running in us. We run in. So that don't even make no sense. But the recklessness, the invincibility, like, bro, I didn't believe I could die damn near how I was moving, and didn't really care if it happened. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't want to entrust my daughter into the hands of somebody that thought like that at that age, you know. But at 31, I'm more calculated. I see the play. I see how things gonna plan out. I think before I react. I try and move in a space to make things move the way I want them to. I got a plan. You know what I'm saying? At 21, no. Only thing you was gonna do is catch me, you know what I'm saying, breaking your heart multiple times over and over and over again, and probably jading you so you turn into somebody sounding like that young lady. I would much rather prefer my daughter to date me at 31 than me at 21. It's not even close. It's not even close. It's not even close. Do I think that older men are dating to relive their youth? I don't think it's as much reliving their youth, but it's as all the guys said. It's different things that come with age. We age differently and we age in different ways. And malleability is not something you particularly want in a man who's supposed to be setting his purpose, but it is something that in a woman that you want, because the beauty of women is they have the ability to like, people be sometimes mad like women are wishy-washy. I want a woman who I don't feel like goes this way and that way for The thing is, women mold to who they're with. That is the feature. It's not a flaw. And usually the less experience and the less heartbreak they've had, the easier it is for that to mold into you, especially when you're serious and you're dating with the intent of actually making a family and doing something. So yeah, I think she's wrong, but I appreciate her take, and I hope anybody who think like her is very vocal about it.
Y'all know what trips me out? We always like, never mind, go ahead, man.
Go ahead, Sway.
So oftentimes we hear people have these conversations where they talk about, oh, well, now mind you mostly hear this from women. They talk about how, oh, I have to deal with somebody that's on my level of better because we may have better conversations and things like that. And in my little 34 years on this planet, especially in my adult years, most of the people I've ever been around, most of the people I've ever seen, even when you're college educated, even when you an older man, we all still have some of the same bullshit conversations. So when you say, oh, a 30 or 40-year-old can't identify with a 24-year-old, we still have the same conversations at 35, 40 that we have at, 24, 25. Just like somebody in the chat was just talking about how he was dating a 21-year-old, and they have great conversation. They still have the same, because we really don't change that much. We all still bullshit. I've been on panels where all of us were college educated and we still talking the same shit. So are we really that much different from our 25-year-old selves than we are 40? Especially when we're talking about talking to the opposite sex. A lot of us don't even like to talk that much. I'm sure all of y'all wives talk more than y'all do. I'm sure most of us sit quiet and we listen more than we actually talk.
With women, yeah, for sure. Because I mean, with women for sure.
So when they say, "Oh, you need somebody that's on your level that can talk to you and have these conversations," no, I don't. She gonna do a whole lot of talking. I'm gonna do a whole lot of fucking.
What?
Okay, swing. Go ahead, Trey.
The only thing I say with that is that women do. There's certain experiences that we've had, right? Like you're gonna get your game up as far as like what restaurants to go to better than a 20-year-old, right? You'll have more experience, you'll have more wisdom, you'll have more financial experience. Because I can say in my 20s, I was all right, but definitely know so much more, right? Like when I bought my house, I wish I was 10 years older, right? Because there were so many things that I didn't know, so much information that I didn't have. I feel like I've done a lot of development from then till now. I feel like I'm a much better man from then till now. I feel like I could, if I wanted to. I can't right now, but if, you know what I mean? If I was just out there, I would be able to accomplish so much more as far as females are concerned. My range would be a lot greater, right? Because I'd be able to know how to approach any type of females. I know how to read females more, right? Like I was good at that point, but you never understand. You always think you're really good, but once you get older, you realize, damn, I ain't know nothing when I was 21. We all had that invincibility stage when we was like 20. We thought we knew it all, but then we got to 30. We realized we didn't know that much at all. Then we got to 40. The older you get, to realize how much you realize you don't know, right? And I feel like us as men, you know, I think every single one of us could say this, that we've developed a lot since we were 20, like just so much information that we've taken, and we've read so many more books. We've traveled to so many more places, had so many different experiences. We've had children that have changed our experiences, right? We look at females differently after we have children, especially if we have daughters, right? So there's a lot of development and maturity that happens to us as humans as we age and experience things. And fun fact, before we go, fun fact, they've surveyed men from 18 to like 70, and no matter what age you were, you all desire women from 18 to 25. So that is what that is.
Interesting study.
Yeah, I think the ideal age is like 23 to 25 if you was a single man. And I mean, for a single woman to try and like, that's probably the ideal age. And for the man, like 29 to 35, those two make like the best, you know what I'm saying? You cross that threshold of adolescence and probably thinking with your child brain as a man past like 25, and then you've had time to sit in and gain some experience with the new mindset. And as a woman, you're not really past that point. Now there are exceptions to that rule. There's some people who, you know what I mean, they thought of one way at 21, then think another way at 30, and then they possibly are better at 30. But for the most part, it's the other way around.
I mean, for a man at 40, I don't know if I would want a woman in her 20s. I don't. I just couldn't see myself. I think the youngest I would go, and I'm 48, like I said, it's maybe 30, 35, something around that range. Man, the 20s, man, god damn. Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna sit there.
I would also say that there's one factor there's another factor that a lot of people don't take into account is, are we talking about like, because there's like, for what Marcus said about 23 to 25 being the ideal age, that's if a man hasn't already had children yet. A lot of men that haven't had children will desire a woman that's around that age group, and especially if they weren't married, if they've never been married before. So they do tend to go after younger women at that point. But a lot of men that have already had children, if not also have already been married, they do tend to go after women that are around their age, if not, you know what I mean, just only a few years younger than them. You know what I mean? So it does also depend on that as well. Like, which man are you talking about? The type of man that she's talking about, she said you've been ran through, you ain't, that means this man ain't never been married. He ain't never, you know what I mean? He don't have no kids. All he's been doing is smashing women for the past 20 years. And now he wants to settle down. Yeah, and he's gonna probably get a 25-year-old to settle down if he did his shit right. But we're not talking about bums. We don't talk about bums here. We talk about men that know how to get shit done. So if he's a man that know how to get shit done, he's gonna get a 25-year-old because he has access to him.
No, I really believe that, especially like if he, like dudes who've been married and all that. It don't make sense because like you may not want to build. You might have been like, man, you might have felt like you was tied up the whole time. You're like, now I'm about to really get it. So I mean, in that aspect, I could see why somebody might say because you didn't have a chance to do it when you were younger. Like if let's say you got married early, I could see that happening to somebody that got married like when they were 20 years old, which in my opinion for a man is far too early. Then I could see you like, damn, you know what? I kind of wasted my life here. Now I'm about to really go get it. So, and that's like the only instance I could see where she could be right.
Yeah. Or now there are cases. No, you guys, Winnie.
I was gonna say, and what's wrong with the midlife crisis? What's wrong with it? What's wrong with wanting to live out your young, you know what I mean? Feel young again. We all experience it. Like, what's wrong? What's wrong
women try to shame us into submission. That's the problem. Women want to shame us into submission. That's what happens. Anything that men want to do, they want to shame us out of it so we can pick them. You know what I mean? They don't want to get right to where we would pick them. They want to bring us to their level to pick them. That's all it is.
Sweeney, got to be careful. The comments about to be like, it's giving groomer.
No, I mean, I'm just speaking in general because there's a lot of things like he go out and get a motorcycle. That's a problem. He go out and buy him a sports car. That's a problem. He want to go out there and try to hoop with the young dude. All of a sudden, that's a problem. He want to get a younger girl and just have a good time. That's a problem. He want to travel the world now that he's free. That's a problem. What's wrong with a man having to just feeling young again? You know what I mean? Nobody's.
But you know what though?
I have a theory about it.
Go ahead.
My theory about it is that I think that when men are in their like their youthful energy, like that youthful state of just like having fun, like being childlike, just wanting to feel young again, riding a motorcycle, playing basketball with the youngest, like you said. I feel like or at least I think for women, that's like the time that we might be most attractive to them. So the woman that you're with is like, damn, like this nigga's out here having fun. It's almost like the same effect of her going out with a brand new dress on, you know what I mean, and showing off her body, kind of. You know what I mean? It's like she's like, why are you out here playing basketball, showing off your moves like that? You know what I mean? That's how she's looking at it, because you're exuding this young masculine energy, and now she knows other women are going to be onto that, so it's a threat.
And you know what, this is something that men always want to do. They always want to have beautiful young women, like as far as at least sexually, right? We always wanted that. We always want to have a nice car. It's just that a lot of us aren't able to obtain these things. And if you can't get the nice car, you can't get the money, then you can't have a nice cars. You can't have a motorcycle. You can't have a beautiful women. So it takes a lot of men a long time to get to that level. Unless you are extremely charismatic or a genetic celebrity, you're going to have a tough time. You're going to need some money. You're going to need to flaunt. You're going to need to floss for you to get to that level to where you can attract those types of women. So this is something that we all wish we could do and want to do in our 20s, but just we're not afforded the opportunity to do it.
Yeah, I was about to add to that. I was going to say, if men could settle down with the baddest chicks on the planet in their 20s, they would. Here's a huge problem. Y'all don't give them no play. That's why when they're 35, they go after 25-year-olds because now they get play. Just talk to young dudes. They telling you like, bro, man, unless you're on like a college campus or something like that. We all know on college campuses anything go. Because I've known a lot of women that said dudes that they smashed in college, they wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole today. But like, it's very hard for men to have access to women like that, especially if you don't have no money, especially you don't have your shit together. So when we finally get our shit together, we like, shit, now I can play the field for real. And you're going to go after attractive young women. Well, you're going to go after attractive women. I'm not even going to say attractive young women. The baddest chicks you can get, you're going to get them, whether they're your age or younger. Oh, shit, hell, I've seen a lot of dudes, bad chicks that were 10 years they senior, as long as they look good. So it's like, talk to younger dudes and that will tell you right then and there why men do the things that we do in our older age, because a lot of the things that we do now, we never had access to coming of age. When we was 21 and you wasn't checking for me because I was working fries at McDonald's and you was passing over me, I had to get past that and become the man that you wanted me to be so that I can have access to you.
Funny, do you think that all men have to go through that phase where they get that out their system? Because like I can only like look at my personal perspective, right? And because I went through the phase earlier, maybe is why I'm saying 28. But if I didn't have access to women until like 32, you think maybe I would still have to go through that phase then, so my number would change to 40?
No, I don't think every man has to go through it. There's some men that absolutely don't have to. I think it's just I just think it's just the natural way that we operate. Like the world around you don't move the way you want it to move when you're young. There's a lot of scrapping and scrounging that you have to do. And some men don't have to scrap and scrounge as much to gain access to women as other dudes have to. Some dudes win the looks lottery. You know what I mean? Some dudes learn games. Some dudes just, you know what I mean, can hoop and they the hottest thing in their school. So they ain't never had to, they can't fight women off with a stick, you know. But then there's some dudes who, hey, you gotta get what you can until you can get what you want.
Do you think that in this current day and age, because it kind of seemed like, so everything has a season, right? So the season in which we learn to like build ourselves up so that when we hit 30 or whatever, I'm not specifically speaking for myself when I say we, I'm speaking for men. So when we hit 30 and we had the things that made us more appealing to women, right? God damn, I just lost my train of thought. I kind of got ADD. When we hit our, what was I saying? Everything has a season. Come back to me. I just lost. That was a good question too. It's gonna pop back in my head. Give me 1 second.
Ain't no worries. I'm gonna go ahead and get to these super chats, and then we can maybe pick it up before we hop into the next topic. Guys, just tuning in. Welcome to King Talks. Make sure we hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let me go ahead and get these super chats out the way. The Red Pill Ranger $5 says men finance the relationship in most cases. So if we're paying, we're gonna get what we want / like. Inmates don't run the prison. Red Pill Ranger again $5 says, I found that younger women prefer older men. We have more of the things most women value most: money, class, conversation, knowledge, leadership. Red Pill Ranger again $5 says, the hard truth is young and old both behave the same. Often, if I got to deal with the same attitude and behavior, I might as well get the hotter one. Enter the Black Dragon $10 says, as a 41-year-old who was dating a 21-year-old earlier this year, I can tell you that we had serious conversations, amazing sex, an honest relationship, and teaching each other other generations and language. It sounded like he had a connection there, right? He was able to connect young. Right?
I'll tell you, our conversations on a day-to-day basis are a lot more simple than people try to make it out to be. We aren't really all out here having long, extensive conversations. It's normally pretty simple. We talk about shit we see on TV. We people watch. We talk about other people. We come on here. We talk about relationships. We aren't having these long, drawn out, extrospective. You know what I mean? You know what's crazy? The people out here have the most deep conversation, even though they're 99% wrong, are people who aren't college educated, just regular ass folk. They be wrong as hell, but they be talking about government and conspiracy theories and all types of shit, and they be deep into it. You know what I mean? So I don't know why we try to make it more complicated than it has to be.
Okay. Mark, did you think of that question?
Oh no, I'm back here trying to figure it out. Like, damn, I feel like it was something in regards to, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. That's probably one of the things of getting older. Your mind slipped. Your mind slipped.
Nothing wrong with it at all. All right, fam, hit that like button again. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let's go ahead and keep it moving into our next topic of the night, which is, you would think I had it queued up already. Should a man always be the one leading in a relationship? I do have a clip that I ran across that kind of paints it in a different perspective. So let me go ahead and get this clip pulled up for you guys. Here we go.
Is two people submitting to the mission of the relationship, right? So it's two people understanding where their strengths are and where their weaknesses are. They're understanding where they're good, where they're strong, and where they're weak, where they need a little bit of help. And in those areas, then they defer to the other person. So to me, that's what submission really means.
In order to be an effective leader, you need to know when to move out the way.
Oh, that's good. I like
because, you know, I don't think it's always the man who has the vision in a relationship, and I don't think it's always him that's supposed to. You know, if let's say my lady is a lawyer, she pulling in 150 a year. The vision is clear. We're gonna need a few more years of what you got going on before we start talking about who I'm supposed to be and what I got going on. And if I need to lead by moving out of her way so she can accomplish some things to better us, then I need to be strong enough to do that. So I think a man's leadership, the way we often define it at a societal level, needs to come from him being able to go within himself and move his ego to the side, because a lot of men lead from an egotistical place where it's about what I want, not about what we need.
That's right.
Oh, I like
the mission.
And so, yeah, like.
All right, let's go ahead and hop into it. Should a man always lead, be the one leading in a relationship? I'm going to go ahead and go to you first, Marcus. What are your thoughts about that, sir?
So I do believe a man should always be the one leading, but way he described, it doesn't negate him being a leader. I think he could have added the caveat that the way it's coming off is seeming as though money is the determining factor in what leadership is. She can make $200 million a year, and as long as you secure who you are as a man, that should not affect how you and her interact. It shouldn't change the level of respect she has for you. It shouldn't change anything but the resources that y'all dispose of, right? And for y'all to build whatever vision that is. Now, will that require you to make sacrifices to make sure she make that 200 million? Absolutely. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It would, like, I think I said it before. It was a time when my wife was making more money than me. That didn't change a thing within the relationship. You know what I'm saying? And I say it proudly. I was proud of her and I'm cheerleading it. You know what I'm saying? I want you to win. I'm not in competition. We working together. A win for you is a win for me. We both winning. That's how I look at that. So I don't think it changed the role of the relationship because of who brought in more money this month or who, you know what I'm saying? But again, I think that's one of the things when we say when you lead with your wallet, she lead with your wallet. So if your only attribute that you provide to your relationship is financial, then yeah, you'll run into that issue where when she make more money than the disrespect a star. But if you leading from like a divine purpose within yourself and she respecting that, I don't think you should ever have no issue with that.
All right. Go ahead, Trev.
Yeah, Marcus got it right there. And that's what threw me off. He did say a lot of good things, but when Marcus mentioned the money, making money, that doesn't mean that you the leader now just because you're making money. That's crazy. Like, there's so much more that you should be offering as a man, as a leader, right? For one, you know, there's 3 main purposes anyway. The P's, you got your providing, that's one, but then you're still a protector, right? If you have a woman protector, you have a serious issue. And thirdly, you're a problem solver. That's the main thing. And your woman should always be able to learn something for you. There's so many things that you can do as far as like working on a car, fixing stuff at the house, right? Just making good decisions. The money is not where it's at. I can't really subscribe to that part of it. That I don't know why he even brought that part up. That really rubbed me the wrong way. Pause. Like, for that money thing, man, they could keep that. That right, yo, man, I don't know. For the first time in a while, I kind of feel triggered with that part right there. Like, to say the money, because that doesn't mean anything to me, man. Like, that doesn't matter at all. Not to say, listen, I do believe a man should provide. I do. But there are some instances where you have, it might be a hyper-functioning woman who can just go ahead and go get it like that. But she should still respect you as a man. You're still going to lead, right? And there are instances where you're going to say, hey, look, you go ahead and do this, right? She got that. The woman is going to lead in certain aspects, but that doesn't make you submit to her leadership. You know what I'm saying? Like, she can handle this situation and she can lead that situation. That doesn't mean that you're now submitting to her, in my opinion. That's cool.
It sounds crazy, Trev. Like, you know those child stars? Are they now in charge of their family? Like, when you,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That don't make no sense.
Like Webster or
yeah,
Gary Coleman and yeah.
One of my big issues with the word provide, right, is the way we use it. Is like, provide is the action version of provision. And if we just like break down and use etymology, right? Provision is foresight. It's provision. The word pro is advance, before, ahead, and vision is a clear, obvious word. So provision is foresight. It has nothing to do with money. It has everything to do with having a plan and having a vision for what you want to create. That's one of men's gifts in the world. That's why manifestation starts with the word man. But regardless of that, another issue I have with what he's saying is, like, he's trying to make it seem as though somehow the money is what makes a person a leader. But even in corporations, we have a CEO and a CFO, right? And the CFO's responsibility is to worry about the fundraising and worry about bringing in the money. And the CEO's job is to lead the vision of the company and the mission of the company. So again, this is another example where someone bringing in the finances still has nothing to do with the vision or the leadership of what's being led. So I don't understand why these guys keep saying that somehow the woman's supposed to have the vision or the man shouldn't have the vision. I completely disagree. The man should always have the vision in the relationship, and I don't think there's anything wrong with him delegating as a leader roles to his partner. So if his partner's role in the relationship is to be the breadwinner, then that is her role. The same way my role might be sales in a corporation. Just because I'm the one closing the $1 million deals doesn't mean I'm the one who decides where we buy the next headquarters. That doesn't mean that I get to decide what the price of the product is. I'm just the guy bringing in the money. That's my role. But that has nothing to do with leadership. Leadership is the person who oversees all of the roles. So and also a good leader always keeps people around them that know more than them in certain areas. So yeah, you might be the scientist that knows how to put the chips together for the iPhone. And I'm Steve Jobs. At the end of the day, nobody cares who, whatever the Japanese guy that sorted it all together was. Nobody cares who that guy is. The person that matters is Steve Jobs, because the entire thing is a culmination of his vision. So at the end of the day, I think it's just a ridiculous notion, and it's just weird to hear a guy even say that, like, oh, if she's a lawyer, then that's what the vision is. Okay, so what happens if she decides that she doesn't want to be a lawyer anymore? That means the vision for your family is gone. Then on top of that, how is her career the vision for your family? I thought the vision for the family was things like where we gonna live, what kind of diet we're gonna have, what kind of school are our kids going to, what kind of insurance plan do we got set up, what kind of plans do we got for our kids' college fund? Like, to me, like how we paying these taxes, we need a fence, we need to do our lawn, we buying new land, we buying new houses, new products. To me, that's what we're planning on. So it's like to be like, oh, she's a lawyer and that's the vision, bro. He sound like a leech, honestly. He sound like somebody who's just like, well, I'll find a girl who's getting a bag, and that's my vision now. That's the vision. That's the plan. I'm gonna get behind her until she changed her mind. Then I guess he's hypergamous. That's what it sounds like. It's weird to me. Like, I feel like the man should definitely always have the vision for the relationship, and at the same time, I also think there's nothing wrong with the woman being a financial breadwinner. I don't think that makes her the leader, and I'm gonna land there.
Okay.
Man, I was waiting for everybody in that damn audience to start snapping and clapping hands. Man, I'm like, what the hell is going on? They was one of them joints. They were just snapping fingers and shit. They was look, man. I don't know what's wrong with little buddy. Both of them dudes, they sound questionable. As far as leadership and all of that, there's no goddamn way no woman gonna lead me for what? What I need you to lead me for? If I got to accept all the responsibility, if I got to take the L if this thing fails, there's no way you're going to lead any goddamn thing. You will lead our children if we have any, but you're not going to lead me as the man. I'm going to lead you because it's going to fall on me if we fail. They're not going to blame you. They're going to blame me. So if that's the case, then I got to lead us where I need us to go. And I got to be the one that's going to be the captain, going to help us win. That's very disappointing that man felt like, well, she's making more, so she got all to say so. No, bullshit, man. You need to stand the hell up, dog. Stand the hell up, man.
Hold on. Let me just run it back one more time.
Mission is two people submitting to the mission of the relationship, right? So it's two people understanding where their strengths are and where their weaknesses are. They're understanding where they're good, where they're strong, and where they're weak, where they need a little bit of help. And in those areas, then they defer to the other person. So to me, that's what submission really means.
In order to be an effective leader, you need to know when to move out the way. Because, you know, I don't think it's always the man who has the vision in a relationship, and I don't think it's always him that's supposed to. You know, if let's say my lady is a lawyer, she pulling in 150 a year. The vision is clear. We're gonna need a few more years of what you got going on before we start talking about who I'm supposed to be and what I got going on. And if I need to lead by moving out of her way so she can accomplish some things to better us, then I need to be strong enough to do that. So I think a man's leadership, the way we often define it at a societal level, needs to come from him being able to go within himself and move his ego to the side, because a lot of men lead from an egotistical place where it's about what I want, not about what we need.
That's right.
Oh, I like
the mission.
And so, yeah, like.
So
Did he listen to Derek Jackson or something?
Look, what's going to happen when she gets to that emotional standpoint of where she's overwhelmed by working and all that? Because we know these ladies, I can't work, I'm tired of working, I'm sick of going to work, they're getting on my nerves, and then they really ready to mentally break down and quit. Then what you going to do? All of a sudden you're going to stand up and try to do something? No. By then you're going to be too hand-pecked and baby-fied. She gonna say, well, shit, you ain't trying to be no goddamn man no more. I need to go find me a real one. She felt like she got another child she take care of,
situations where them women be dogging the dudes because they make more money than them. Those are the exact situations where that happened. Because bro literally said he's gonna defer, like we could take a couple years before he worry about who I'm supposed to be. Negro, what? You should always be worried about who you're supposed to be, bro. Like it don't matter. It don't matter what her bag is. You're supposed to be worried about who you're supposed to be all the time. And at the end of the day, she's not gonna respect you if you're not worried about who you're supposed to be. How you gonna put you on hold just because she's making $150,000 a year? Like, what kind of clown behavior is that? Like, I can't respect that at all. And again, the first dude, he wasn't that bad, but again, he doesn't. I think there's a big difference between submission and delegation. What he's describing is taking the leadership role and delegating. If my wife is the better cook, then that's what we're going to delegate to do. If I'm better with the kids during playtime, cool. Then I'm going to delegate the situation to where I deal with the kids on playtime and she deal with the kids, whatever the case. You know, I don't know how y'all married people do it. I don't have no kids. I don't have that in my life. But at the end of the day, that's delegation. It works like that in any organization, any business. That's how structure stays structured. But to call that submission just because, you know, again, if I'm Steve Jobs and I go down to the R&D department to put a little input, am I now submitting to the R&D department? No, that's retarded. That doesn't even make sense. Like I feel like a lot of these guys just want to keep pandering to these ladies, because you can see how the brother was. The brother, you know, he started looking at the shorty next to him, putting on the low smooth voice, like, yeah, you know, if my lady was you know, a lawyer, she probably a lawyer. I'm willing to bet money that off camera they had a conversation and Shorty's a lawyer. So he was trying to do a little some, yeah, you know, if I was a lawyer, baby, you know, I'd let my woman take the lead. It's clown shit. Like, we got to stop letting these niggas have a platform.
Well, the problem is he said like he doesn't realize what he's supposed to be doing. Don't know his purpose yet. He'll figure it out why she's doing what she need to do, take the lead. God damn it, you should have came into the relationship knowing what's going on. You should have came into the relationship. She should have never got with your clown ass if you didn't have a purpose on what your purpose is. See that? And again, that's why she's going to leave your ass in about 2 years when she realized what she has is a boy and not a man. And she's tired of carrying you. She's tired of picking, washing your dirty goddamn drawers because you ain't bringing nothing. You have no idea what you want to do, let alone bringing some type of positive income and type of leadership. You're not doing anything. What y'all call him, the homosexual? That's exactly what he sounds like he's ready to be. No, hell no.
JR, when you played it the second time, and I read the title on there and the title at the bottom, did you intentionally do it like this where it was leading how you phrased it? Should a man be a leader? So the answer is absolutely he should. And then when you listen, he described what we said, but them two words, that submission word, and then another word about worry. And so I agree with everything except for him saying that he's submitting. And I need to figure out who
moving
I
out the
am.
way.
I was gonna,
All of those things.
I was gonna say
But
y'all
it
about to hate me for
described
this.
what we was saying though. That's why I think you did this real slick. I ain't gonna lie. Was that your intent, bro? Because I re-listened to it. Can you play it one more time? Because if y'all hear how we discussed it the first time, he said what we said, but he threw them key words in that threw it all the way off. Just play it one more time. So y'all maybe I'm too
simping words. That's what he threw in there.
All right, I'm gonna play it one time and we'll go to Sweeney.
That
Mission
simping
is
language.
two people submitting to the mission of the relationship, right? So it's two people understanding where their strengths are and where their weaknesses are. They're understanding where they're good, where they're strong, and where they're weak, where they need a little bit of help. And in those areas, then they defer to the other person. So to me, that's what submission really means.
In order to be an effective leader, you need to know when to move out the way.
Oh, that's good. I like
Because, I don't think it's always the man who has the vision in a relationship, and I don't think it's always him that's supposed to. If let's say my lady is a lawyer, she pulling in 150 a year. The vision is clear. We're gonna need a few more years of what you got going on before we start talking about who I'm supposed to be and what I got going on. And if I need to lead by moving out of her way so she can accomplish some things to better us, then I need to be strong enough to do that. So I think a man's leadership, the way we often define it at a societal level, needs to come from him being able to go within himself and move his ego to the side, because a lot of men lead from an egotistical place where it's about what I want, not about what we need.
That's right.
Oh, I like
the mission.
And so,
So if that was my son and he's talking about he has no idea what he want to do, dude, I'll have to slap the shit out of him. What the hell are you talking about, dog? You look like you in your goddamn 30s. You don't have any idea what you're trying to do, what you want to do. You trying to figure out why this one out there going to work, clocking in every day, doing her job as a lawyer, and you think she's gonna stay with you on that tip? She gonna find a judge. Matter of fact, she might find somebody in a partner in a law office, and I'll say your ass on the outside looking in. It's cold outside.
I want to say at the end, he tied a nice little bow on it at the end though, because he said a lot of men lead from the place of ego, where it's not about what we need, but what we want, what he wants, and that's true. So what he said right there is true. So he added a little sprinkle of truth at the end. There are some guys who lead with ego, and that's not a good thing. You should lead from the perspective of a humble leadership where you care about who you're leading and you're considering the needs of those who you're responsible for. But the rest of this stuff he said, fuckery.
All right, go ahead, Sweeney.
Yeah, y'all about to hate me.
Because we agree, Sweeney. I already know where you're going. We agreed. It's just some phrases he said.
I think he might have misspoke on a lot of stuff. I think he meant something else, but he said something different. When he was referring to her income, I don't think he meant that, I'm gonna sit back and sit back in my femininity while you run things. I think what he was saying is that, and when he wrapped it up with the men lead with their ego, what I think he is saying is that a lot of men tend to look at women that earn more than them. This is his perspective. I don't think men think this way, but from his perspective, he thinks that a lot of men would see a woman out earn him and he'd get in the way of that. So he'd stunt her growth or say, no, I'm the leader, so I should be making the money. And then he do things that sabotage the family because he's trying to play catch up to her rather than just worrying about what he's supposed to be doing and not stopping her shine. Let her be the lawyer. Let her go do her thing. Don't stand in the way and go with and do what you need to do. And I think that's what he was trying to say. And then he threw a bunch of other shit in there that kind of like rubbed it around. Because if you pay attention to how he bounced off the other guy, we all preach that. You do what's best for the family, not necessarily whatever role needs to be done for the family, that's what you do. And he was trying to piggyback off of that. And then it kind of like he just said some things that just kind of sound weird, especially coming from a man, but I don't think he meant it that way. Because I've heard that dude speak before, and he done said some gems before. So I don't think that's how he feels like, I'm about to sit back in my femininity while my girl, runs the family, and I'm gonna delegate all the leadership to her, and I'm just gonna, be on.
He said he's got to try to figure it out. See,
I'm not even mad at Sweeney's perspective, though.
Some things he said was just
me out right there.
Made my teeth grit.
I'm trying to figure it out. Do you sound like? Now, if you was my 18-year-old son, I can understand that. Do you look like you're in your mid-30s and you still trying to figure it out? Call that's a problem. You got a married woman who's paying $250,000, and you still trying to figure it out. How long you think she's going to accept you trying to figure it out?
Yeah, I don't think he meant that, man. I think he's just saying some wrong shit.
We trying to repair it, but here's another
you know,
bad
man,
thing that he said. He said men don't always have the vision. She might have the vision, and I don't care if she's making the money or not. I don't care if she has the better career path. She still don't have the vision. It's me. That part I can't subscribe to. That's a no. And moving out the way. No, there is no moving out the way. I'm going to support you in whatever it is that you're going to do, but I'm not moving out of no way. I'm not taking a back seat. I'm always the spearhead, always the spearhead. There ain't no other way. He can't get that. We can't clean it up for him. He said what he said. He got to stand 10 toes down on it. He said what he said. And I don't care what we could try to say he meant something different, but he said what he said. And you can't fix that. You can't fix the fact that he said women have the vision sometimes. No, she don't.
Well, look, if he misspoke, then I could understand like where Sweeney's coming from. Like he could be right. Maybe the dude misspoke, and maybe what he was saying is that a lot of guys will essentially like try to block her and not allow her to shine, essentially. So is that what you was trying to say, Sweeney?
Yeah, that's what I think he was trying to say.
Yeah, so if that's what he was trying to say, then I could kind of see where he's coming from if that was the angle. Like, there are some dudes who, if their woman's making more money, they'll feel insecure about that, and they'll find ways to sabotage. And I would agree that if she's doing well successfully, you should support her as much as possible. I would agree with that concept. But I definitely wouldn't agree that she should be the vision, nor she's the leader. I think that what she's doing should be incorporated into the vision. You know, so if she's the breadwinner right now, maybe what she's earning will be incorporated into the vision that I have for the family. But I don't think that she should be the deciding factor just because she's earning that income, though.
So it would be perfect if they said all the same stuff, and when he said that submission part, they enter clout example of the CEO and the CFO. And when he's like, it took that whole part out and then put your segment about the difference between what a CFO and a CEO is. And then when he was talking about trying to find himself, use Trev version of I have a vision no matter how much. And then we don't got no complaints. After that, it'd be a perfect thing.
I think he might have fudged the words a little bit on that one, man.
You know what? Not him. You know why? No. You know why? Because he's a wordsmith. And he knows how to convey a message, right? He wouldn't be where he was today if he didn't know how to convey a message. What he says and how we all took that message when we first heard it is what he meant. He meant what he said. He knows how to convey a message. I promise you.
Trev, so I seen this thing where it was a professor, right? And he was playing an audio clip. And the audio clip changed depending on the words that was on the screen. And it was the same audio clip. So I've seen a lot of those. Okay, so the title on the video changed the meaning for me. If you would have removed that title and put on in that title, a good leader always does this, and played that same video, I think we have a different response to it. I promise.
Interesting.
I think it would be different.
And that's what I really
do.
That's what I said. When you prefaced, because they prefaced, the first guy prefaced his idea of leadership, and the other guy piggybacked it. Had he not piggybacked on what dude said and what he said was said in a vacuum, I wouldn't be making the assumptions that I made. But because he was piggybacking off of that guy, you can kind of tell that he was trying to say something, which I've heard in plenty of conversations, how they try to talk about men feel intimidated and they stand in the way, or they get in the way of their woman, or they feel like, oh, well, you know, I know you got some good ideas, but I'm the man in the house. And like, it fucks up families. Let's keep it real. Because your vision should be what's best for the family. And sometimes that means listening to her and hearing what she might have to say about certain things. I think that's what he was trying to say. Some of the words made your ass itch. I ain't gonna lie to you.
So this is what you're saying. So you could watch a whole conversation of me and this guy. It could have went left. It could have had an argument, whatever, right? And then now you watch it again, and there's a different title on it. You're going to see it differently because of the title. Did he have that title in mind when he was having a conversation, or was that in post, right? That's how you paint a narrative in post. I'm going by just the conversation. Forget the title, forget all of that, because I understand we need context, but we saw what they were saying. It was in plain English.
So look, like the conversation we having right now, if somebody titled this, because I don't think they titled that. I think that was somebody who grabbed it and titled it with their own question.
In
right?
post somewhere, they edit, right?
But not the person who video that actually is. If somebody took this video right here and labeled it, men are indecisive, they can't decide, and then ran it like this, they'll be like, oh yeah, they indecisive. But if somebody took the same video and then labeled it, see how introspective men are,
or what makes a good leader, or something like that,
or men thinking critically, that way it would come off different. Because like you gotta remember, our perception distorts and controls the reality in which we perceive things from. So by prefacing it the way it is done, you can change the meaning of how we interpret anything in life.
Factuals.
All right.
I saw it with
right,
the title,
actually.
without the title.
But Hank did say something though, and that got me thinking about Hank, you in the King Talk group, ain't you? What was that horse and carriage narrative that horse and carriage analogy that I gave in the group? That's kind of what you reminded me of when you said one day she ain't gonna feel like doing this shit no more. That's gonna leave you well. Because I do think that a lot
Right
of
off a
women,
cliff.
I do think that a lot of women does. How I positioned it was, I said that a lot of women don't like to. For a lot of women, they don't want to get in your car and just let you drive. In fact, what a lot of women want is the horse and carriage type of situation. The man is the horse, and she's the carriage. She's the coach, the coachman, the person that drives the carriage. You moving the carriage, she's yanking you which way. What happens that I think that a lot of women have a problem with is that they want to jump off the carriage, magically turn into the horse, and then they want to pull the carriage in a totally different direction than what you're pulling it in. And what happens is, for men, a lot of men are either going to keep pulling in the direction that they want to go in, and the reins break, or the man going to get off they just going to jump in the carriage. So I'm still a horse in the carriage. You the man pulling the carriage. I'm the horse in the carriage. Where does that carriage go? Nowhere. So we going nowhere fast while you trying to pull, while you turning your legs, trying to pull the carriage rather than getting back on the carriage and letting me pull the carriage.
It's always gonna break apart, and that's essentially what I be saying when I talk about a relationship where it's a struggle for who is the leader or who do we defer to when we have to make a decision. Because anytime when people can't get on the same page, they're gonna split up. And if we want to keep people together, it has to be some rule in your relationship or on whatever organization you have that, hey, when this person gives the final say, this is the way we're gonna go. It'll, after all thoughts, ideas, and reservations have been heard. That's the only way stuff can function fully for a long extended period of time. And anytime you don't do that, we're gonna run into this 50-50 divorce rate.
And somebody in the chat just talked about how they don't want to be the horse. They want these men are weak. And it got me thinking about that interview that Young Jeezy did with Neil Long. And she went into this dialogue where she talked about what women want. She like, women want leaders and this, that, and the third. And he asked her, he was like, do they really? And she said, yeah, but it depends on where you're leading me. And he said, and she was like, and I was like, and she went on to say, I'm not going if you're leading me somewhere I don't want to go.
You don't want to lead her.
And that means something, because you want him to take you where you want him to go, not where he has to go and to bring you along. Most people don't operate in the worst interest of their family. They operate in the best interest. So if you're going against somebody saying, I don't want to go where you want me to go. I know you say it's best for us to move into this house, but I wanted to go over there to that house because I want it. Even though going to that house works out best for our family, and it's probably in about 10 years going to get us to the house that I want. Well, I want what I want, and I want it now. And if you're not willing to take me in that direction, I'm going to go wherever I want to go. And that's the problem between a lot of men and women today, is because you want the man, you saying you want a leader, but you want somebody that's going to pull you in the direction you want them to go. And a lot of women don't use their femininity to do that. People tell women all the time, the power is in your femininity. Women move men all the time. There's men out here that will move earth, kill for women. So if you use your femininity, I tell women all the time, instead of you getting buck with a dude, why don't you cry? I guarantee you'll get a lot more with honey than sitting there trying to fight with them and get buck with them. And a lot of women tend to get buck with men rather than just being like, okay, you know what I mean, and calmly approaching him and trying to be and being more feminine with the guy to get out of him what you want to get out of him. I.e., you're the coachman, you can move the horse, and men do not mind being a horse. We do for our women all the time. I want this house, sure, babe, but it depends on how you ask about it. Depends on how you go about it. Because if you're going about it and you bucking up at me, I'm just gonna buck back.
But you know, we train people to do that, Sweeney. Like, I can't count the amount of times I heard men say, I like them a little spicy. I like her to fight and push back. I like her to do X, Y, Z. In my mind, I'm thinking, that's crazy. That's wild.
Man, most dudes say they are nuts themselves. I ain't talking about them dudes. I'm talking about you see it all the time. I tell black women this all the time. Y'all be out here ready to fight motherfuckers in the streets. But if your ass cry, you get a whole lot more out the deal. Be a woman. You get a whole lot more out the deal than trying to buck at these men and be men with them. Because what's the first thing Karens do? They start crying on your ass. And everybody come running to their rescue. But if you want to be the man, all you're gonna do is the man is either gonna get in the carriage or he's gonna pull in a different direction. He's gonna buck at you. You buck him, he gonna buck back. But if you become a woman for him, he'll move mountains for you.
That's but it do sound like he was afraid to be a leader because he's gonna miss out on that check. That's what it sounded like. That's what it made him look like. Well, if I be a leader, man, she's gonna let me go and I'm gonna miss out on this check. No, hell no, dude. Stand the fuck up, man.
All right. You guys just tuning in. Welcome to King Talks. Make sure we hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let me go ahead and get to these super chats before we move into the final topic. And the Black Dragon Fat Out says the problem with modern women is they believe that money is the only power they believe we have over society. They don't understand real leadership. Red Pill Ranger 499 says that dude is a spawn of Derek Jackson. He knows how to feed off females' need for validation. He's definitely an enemy of manhood. Hey. Going hard, ain't it? And the Black Dragon $2 says the women weren't confused, put women in charge. And lastly, the Red Pill Ranger 499. No, Sweeney, you are wrong on this, bro. This dude be on Instagram speaking daily. He not new to this. Also, the title don't matter. He was clean and concise.
Hey, look, maybe I'm wrong. I just tried to interpret that a little differently. Maybe I am wrong. Maybe that's exactly how he felt.
Look, Sweeney, it was a post that this lady, I don't know if y'all seen it, where she was talking about a man thinking I'm mad and then getting mad at me because he thought I was mad womanly. Have y'all seen that? When she just ended everything with womanly. She was like, when I miss your call on accident, you not answering my call on purpose, womanly. And she just kept saying womanly after everything. I responded and I was like, yeah, I'm not about to be fighting back and forth with a woman. I set the trend or whatever my flow is. She going with that, and I'm not having these issues based off that. The amount of men that attacked that statement, they went stop simping. Like 5,000 women like the statement. I think this is one of them things where it just depends on how you hearing it. In they mind, the men I think heard, oh yeah, you're gonna let her have bad behavior and get an attitude and miss your calls and all these extra things they was ascribing to it because they was putting their personal experience on it. And all I was legit saying is I'm not about to be arguing and going back and forth with a woman. It's either this way or it's not. You can be happy on your own or you can be happy with me, but I'm not about to be arguing and fighting with you all day. They heard something completely different, but the women heard that too, I think. And they all they loved it. I think this is one of those type of statements. I'm gonna send you the video, JR, so you can see what I'm talking about. Let me see.
All right. They're gonna fry. Am I frozen? Is my camera frozen?
Yeah.
See if I can get it together here.
Plug it out, plug it back in. I might do it.
Okay, I just sent you the video.
Yeah, his camera running hot.
Yeah, it said internal temperature hot, a lot of cool or some shit like that.
Yeah, no, I ain't never seen this one before, man. I I'll start to one of my other cameras.
Put a fan on
First
that
time I'm
one.
gonna be at this. Yeah. See, happened at the wrongest times.
Yeah.
Yeah, that the video I just sent you, if you play that, the same thing happened. Because if I explain why I said what I said before you watch the video, and then after you'll be like, oh yeah, that is true. Because it can interpret different ways based off what you're hearing. And I try to listen to things from my logic and not my emotion. And I think a lot of men was hearing it in the emotional.
You talking about this one just now?
Yeah, I just not the one that just went off, the one I just sent JR.
Oh. Okay.
I'm gonna take a look at it. My apologies for the delay. Again, hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I do have a special announcement to make. You know, I've been discussing about the beard product, right? It's that time, y'all. It is that time. It's going live right now. Let me go ahead and just drop the link in the chat. Let me go ahead and pin it to the top right here. So I just pinned the link to the top. And I'm going to go ahead and bring this little slide up for a second. All right, so me and Sugar Curls collabed together. And I wanted to build a beer product for us men out here. I'm always asked daily by multiple people what it is that I do in my beard. So I've been experimenting, working on the scents, and trying to make sure I get the shine, the softness. And it's not only beard, it's beard, hair, and body. It's a 4-piece grooming system. So you have the beard and hair oil, you have the beard, face, and body cleanser, the beard, face, and body moisturizing lotion, and then you have the beard hair balm. So with these ingredients, you too can master the beard. I just got through dropping the link. Let me go ahead and put it inside of the chat. It's pinned to the top, and I'm going to go ahead and drop the link right now. It's phenomenal, amazing. I had to do months of testing and seeing what works, what needs to come out, even down to the fragrance. I even spoke with Sweeney about it, so he was aware of what was going on. But it's finally releasing for pre-order. With the holidays right around the corner, this would be an excellent gift for your husband, maybe even your son, because now these 15-year-olds, they got beards now too, right? So it may be an awesome gift for them as well. I know we got all these knockoffs and all these jokes or something like that, but if you guys know Sugar Curl products, they are well. We collabed together on this, and I personally tailored it, and I didn't want to rush it. It could have been out about a couple months ago, but I really wanted to make sure I got it right just for you guys. So I just dropped it right now. Use that code Lapeef15 and you'll get 15% off a pre-order. Order should go out within about 3 weeks, so it should make it to you before the holidays. So go ahead and jump on it. I appreciate you guys. Check it out. It's good, man. It's good. It keeps me good, man. So go ahead and check out the product, man. I'm happy. I see you, Mark.
If anybody in the chat want to gift your boy Hink some, I'll be glad to take it.
Nah, Hank, man, you know what you got to be a man out here, bro. You gotta get your own beer game stuff, man. You can't be out here telling the chat to buy your beer game stuff.
Man, they could gift it to me. I ain't gonna turn
the
gift.
You sound like old boy in the video right now. Talking about you don't know the
that make me less a man because I accept gifts.
Man, I don't even know if I look right with a beard.
Everybody looks right with a beard.
That's what everybody say, man. Until they get it, then they don't want to cut it no more.
As long as you grow,
right. We might not be beard people.
Yeah. That beard,
hold on, man. I be cutting mine. Don't include me in that.
Yeah, but go ahead and copy this. I just put the link to the beard. Click it. I'll drop
it, brother.
You people again.
All right, I'll be on this island.
I
just thought I recognized.
You tried to bring me into the no beard gang. Like
I thought I recognized the struggle mustache
over here.
I guess I'm on my own. That's all right.
We connected like Cuban links on this side.
Hey, get you some beard bomb. It might help you out, Marcus. Might help you out. Might get you a little growth.
Give me some what?
Get some little beard bomb. It might give you some growth.
If
You'd
it
be
don't,
a
I'm gonna
perfect test
talk
subject.
to JR.
And you gotta get you a what you call it? You might have to get you a derma roller. You know what I mean?
Bro,
Get you one of them derma rollers, man.
I
Yeah, it
Activate
worked.
the
Yeah.
activate
got
the follicles.
like
Does that really
7
work?
hairs in each cheek.
Hold
So.
on, wait. Erica just said there's 4.5 beards on there.
Okay.
I don't know why you laughing. You 2.3, I'm 0.2.
Shots fired. Okay. Shots fired.
Who's the 0.5? Who's the 0.5?
The two on the left side of the screen. Hey, you know it ain't Trev, me, or you, or Jay. Full beards over here.
Nah, it's supposed to be 4.5 though. But
Hey, you know what's tripped out though, man? Like I get a lot of clients that ask me all the time, like, man, what can I do to make my beard grow? And I ask them the same question every time. I'm like, have your beard ever did that? Nah, man, it ain't never did that. It ain't growing, bro. Your beard ain't never come up this high. It ain't never coming up that high. If your beard never grew out to this long, it ain't never doing that. So a lot of people, I'm like, I just got to tell them the truth. Like, bro, you ain't getting a beard. If your shit never connected in the corners, it's never gonna connect.
You know how long I've been trying to get this full thing connected.
But you gotta understand, Swing. For people that have those dead corners right there, if they grow their hair out, it'll cover it up.
Yeah. Now, if you grow your mustache out, because mine don't connect on one side, so I grew my mustache out to cover it up.
Yeah, but if you grow everything out, then it'll start to cover it. I mean, there's ways that you can be a master. No, that's not even a word. But anyway, you can just conceal it and it'll cover it up and it'll be right. And then line
do grow though.
But you can't put hair where there ain't none that.
Come on, Marcus, man.
You gonna have a transplant?
Hey, look. Hey, Marcus, I'm here with you, bro. I'm here with you.
I'm the fallout boy. I want to kill my mom. Like, what's going on?
What are we doing?
He said he's gonna get a transplant.
All right, so we're going to move on again, man. Again, I just dropped that link at the top of the chat. Make sure you guys go ahead and get the Sure Man Naturals beard, hair, and body. It's not just beard, it's hair and body. So with the oils, you can also use on your body as well. It's a 4-piece grooming system. Click that link, put the Lapeef 15 inside of the promo code, and go and get your 15% off on the pre-order. Excellent gift for Christmas right around the corner. Even Friendsgiving. It might be one of those Friendsgiving gifts as well. Yeah.
I will say this though, for a lot of people who beard does grow like that, and you start to see like patches and stuff like that, that a lot of the times it got something to do with your internal health. So like if you haven't been drinking enough water, or you haven't been eating right, or things like that, you could start to lose. Or they said one of the number one signs that something's wrong with our body is what happens to our scalp and hair. So you know what I mean? So if you starting to get, scalp issues and things like that, a lot of the times it may be attributed to you not drinking enough water. You may be dehydrated. You may not be eating right. You may not be getting all your vitamins that you're supposed to get. So I do see a lot of people who beards wind up thinning out, and I'm like, okay, so what changed in your life, So
I ain't got no hair on my arms, none on my legs, none on my chest. I got like the struggle side patches underneath my I just ain't hairy. It don't really grow.
Yeah, my pops just turned 50 on November 6th, and he still ain't got no facial hair. He got a small little stragglies here and there. So
sorry,
it's not in their cards.
Yeah, but the people
I never in my life cut this mustache. The
people that do have beards, shout out to you, Hank, and Trev Move and Cloud. I'm on the fence.
Cloud's at 0.5. He's at 0.5.
I'm at 0.5. Give it a couple of months. We go. You know what I mean? I'll be like right at 0.75 in like a couple months.
All right. Hit the like button, family. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Let's go ahead and get into our final topic of the night, which is a woman's heart and her wound are connected.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead and pull this clip up for you guys, and here we go.
When a woman shuts herself off to a man sexually, it's because she feels shut off from him in other areas. So when you don't respect her feelings, when you don't appreciate her thoughts, when you don't value the way she thinks and the things that she has to say, then she's closed. Watch this. If she doesn't feel close to you, she's going to be closed to you. When she doesn't feel close to you, she's going to be closed to you. Because it's hard to open your legs when your heart is closed. Because a woman's heart and her womb are connected. Woo. Yeah. So you keep trying to fix it in the bed. Let me give you something. Let me break it down for you, fellas. There's a hormone called oxytocin. Oxytocin is a very important hormone. It's the love hormone. And it's released in a man's brain and body when a man has an orgasm. Oxytocin. Here's what's deep, fellas. In order for a woman to get that powerful hormone, oxytocin, moving through her brain and body, she doesn't need to have an orgasm. Here's how she can get it. She can get the same chemical moving through her body through a deep, focused, attentive, fun conversation with you. If you look into her eyes and say, what you have to say to me is important, and you have her attention, that'll turn her on. And if you learn how to open her up emotionally, she'll open up the windows of heaven and pour you out of, hey! Hey! I'm a witness.
First and foremost, never trust a motherfucker with green ones on. But no, before we get started, fellas, before we get started, let's preface this by eliminating those that weaponize sex. Let's just take them off the table for this conversation. Because I know there's a lot of them that do that, and we can argue that to this preacher. Let's just take that off the table. Let's just address what he said if we're talking about good, sensible women. And I'm gonna let y'all have it.
I like that. Go ahead, Cloud Jones.
I think the sentiment of what he was trying to say is essentially, treat a woman right, and the sex will be better. Like appreciate her, show her care and affection. Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, I think that's obvious to anybody with a little bit of common sense, right? But I think that he kind of was like romanticizing a little bit. Like he was kind of like, because there's a lot of females in the audience probably, so he was trying to like, sell it like he was giving some advice, and that's why I feel like he fell short. Like it's like, bro, like he was trying to make it seem as though like oxytocin, like that feeling that a woman gets from a conversation, is the same as sex somehow. And like there's plenty of dudes that have a lot of conversation with a woman and her legs don't open. They like also that oxytocin can come from conversation with one of her female friends. Women get that oxytocin from conversation in general. So to somehow try to connect that and be like, oh, because her heart is open, she gonna sleep with you. I mean, if that was true, the friend zone wouldn't exist. That they heart be open for their friends. They be loving the shit out that dude. They not gonna let hit. You know what I mean? Some of them would would literally give a lung to the dude that they are not gonna let hit. So and some of them will let the dude hit that don't treat them with all that oxytocin talk he was talking. You know what I mean? All that deep focus, whatever. I think when it comes to like sexuality, I think we try to like conflate it and make it like connected to all these different things, but sexuality is its own beast. It's like sexuality and attraction, it's its own thing. And if she's not into you sexually, she's just not into you sexually. It don't got nothing to do with how nice you are. It don't got nothing to do with how cool you are, how dressed, the way you dress. It got nothing to do with none of that. She just not. It's just not there. The chemistry is just not there, and it's not going to advance from there. If the chemistry is there, all of them things he's talking about go out the window. Like if she's desiring you, you can have no conversation at all. Like I've seen it, I've lived it. Meeting somebody in the club, no conversation, and digging it out in the bathroom, walk off, nothing said. I've seen it. So at the end of the day, it's like, no, you don't need to have all this deep oxytocin conversation in order to have a woman open up to you sexually. But is it a good idea with someone that you're in a committed long-term relationship with to I guess increase the intimacy in order to increase like conversation and verbal intimacy and emotional intimacy in order to increase sexual intimacy? Then I would agree with that. Sure, if you're in the confines of a relationship, absolutely. Once you get past that primal lust that you have and you've been with this person for a while, a lot of times the only way to increase the sexual intimacy is by increasing emotional intimacy, conversations, talking about what each other likes, spending time with each other, to just get those feelings going again. So I would say in that regard it's true, but overall I wouldn't say it's like a fact that you should live off of.
Also, and he was talking about that whole, you got to have that deep introspective. I just said that, like I said earlier, we ain't having conversations as deep as people trying to make it out to be. And I don't know if y'all ever seen that video of the guy that was turning his wife on, but it was just a TikTok. He was just turning his wife on because he was pretending like he knew it, like he was like fixing things around the house, but instead, so he'd go up in there and just simply unplug the TV, and then when his wife go up in there and try to use the remote and the TV didn't work, she'd call him in there, and then he went back there, hammered some shit on the wall, and was like, "Yeah, babe, I had to fix the." He came back and was like, "I had to fix the flow capacitor to get the TV to work." She's, "Oh my God, babe, you're a lifesaver!" Like, women love that type of shit. Like, this whole deep introspective, they know we don't talk. We don't talk. So that's not the things that get them going. Like, it's the things that we be doing with them and like how we act as men and stuff like that gets them going. You know what I mean? When you go up in there and the toilet overflowing and she don't know what the hell going on, you go up in there, you hammer some shit around and come back like, "Yeah, babe, I fixed it." You know what I mean? That's what get them, like, this whole introspective. You got to dig deep into her soul and unlock her mental. Like, bro, we're men. We're simple. Women are complicated, but they don't require us to unlike all this complication. They just want us to hear it from time to time. Hey, straight up, yeah, he went up there and hammered the toilet. That shit was funny as hell.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Okay, so I disagree with him catching the Holy Ghost and frolicking that way. That shit just look weird to me. It always has looked weird to me. But I 100% agree with him on the conversation, right? Because I've experienced being so what it boils down to, and it's not the only thing that you can do. Like, I think an act of service is what Sweeney was talking about, right? Where you come and you be useful and you do something they probably couldn't do, and they feel appreciative of you, right? You can gain it that way. It's the same with protection. Like, if you stick up for, you got to whoop somebody behind it, that you gonna get a different level of sex. I think that same intimacy can occur without an external thing if you can figure out how to connect with her and y'all really like talking and bonding. Because I used this example before. I said like one night stands is kind of like microwaving some food. It's gonna get it hot and it's gonna feed you, but it ain't gonna be the same as when somebody slow cooking on the oven. When you slow cook it on the oven, that's emotional intimacy. That's you actually bonding with her and really getting to know her, and then y'all exploring things sexually, and it's not just getting to the nut. Like, yeah, let me just do 30 seconds, 40 seconds. You know what I'm saying? On the microwave. You really got to take time and prep it. Cut the vegetables, cut the food. You know what I'm saying? And that is a different level of sex. It take a lot of times because you can't do that stuff all the time. You can do it and maintain it, but once you do it, you see the difference. Well, you feel the difference too, but it's a little different because and as a man, you engage a little bit differently. And I didn't think, like, in my early, like when I was younger, this is another thing. When I got older, I started to actually understand the value of actually trying to connect with the women. I didn't understand it because it was just straight driven. Once I get the sex, you know what I'm saying? Once I nut, I'm good. But it's another level to that. But you gonna have to like engage and really like do like non-sexual emotional foreplay, and then to the sexual foreplay, to the sex, and then you can get there. But it's another level. It really is.
All right. Go ahead, Trev.
I mean, if I was gonna sum it up in gesture, all I could really think about is just that's it. So the way he tried to do it, right, is he said, like, I can't agree with that at all, right? So there's different strokes for different folks, pun intended. You have women who are sapiosexuals, right? For those who don't know, that's people who are attracted to your mind, right? There are people who are attracted to you physically. There are people who are attracted to your charisma. Any one of these keys can unlock the door, right? That's just plain and simple. So you can't just say that there are instances where there are women who are like that. There are some women who use it as a reward system, like Sweeney was saying we shouldn't say earlier. There are women who just really are attracted to you. That's what it all boils down to. Her level of attraction to you is what's going to determine if you get McLovin or not, right? And it could be anything. It doesn't have to be that. She might like your eyes, right? I had a homeboy who had eyes, right? And it didn't matter. He ain't had to have no game. All you got to do is have different color eyes, right? And they own it, right? There's some people who just light skin. They just get it, right? There's some people who are dark skinned and they like. Some people who are just very tall. Some people just have a certain build. All of these things can get you in. Most dudes who got a good mouthpiece, pause, is going to get in there because they know how to run their mouth. You could talk your way into some McLovin at any moment. That's easy, right? There's too many different ways to get in there. Like Marcus was saying earlier, or Sweeney, acts of service. That's another way. I could go ahead and, you know what I mean? You tell me something wrong with your car, I'm going to pop your hood. I look like Superman. Damn, they thought I was MacGyver or something. Like, oh yeah, that's all you had. And that's it. Once you could do certain things like that, some chicks, you just got to give them a ride, right? And it doesn't even matter how you treat them. Some of the women who I treated like trash did some of the most ungodly things possible with no problem, right? So there's no instance that you could just say this is how you get it. It's too many different ways, and I don't want people to say that you have to do that. It is great when you have a beautiful relationship like that and you can have that intimate bond with a woman, but that's not the only way to get it. It's so many ways to get it. As long as she's attracted to you, you're going to get it.
I think, and also, I was hoping that he was going in a different direction when he was talking about it, because when you with a woman long enough, and I'm assuming, I'm not even assuming we're talking about like just going out and just unlocking any old one. I'm assuming that he's talking about married couples who's been together for a while. I thought he was going in the direction of that women, their hearts and their wounds and their minds are all connected. Sometimes women just like there's other shit going on in her head that just has her not in the mood to have sex in that moment. And sometimes it leaves men confused, like, damn, thought everything was good. And she thinking about the fact that she fucking gotta have a teacher's meeting the next day, and that's all that's on her mind. And you sitting over there like, man, we supposed to be having time for us type deal. I thought that was the direction he was going to go in, because that's technically true. Women do have their minds and they hearts and they vagina be all connected to each other, and it moves however they feel in that moment. And I can see the truth in that. But when he's talking about, oh, you got to unlock all of that, some shit you just can't unlock. When she's on that path, sometimes you just got to bite the bullet and go rub one out.
Oh. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think he. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else I can say other than what they already said, man. Like we said, we seen ladies give it up for a little bit of nothing. To dudes they can't stand, the baby daddies they can't stand. All of a sudden he comes around, apologizing, make everything all right, and he's getting them cheeks. So I don't know. You know, look, at the end of the day, man, you know, you want to be with a woman, you should treat her right. You should make sure she's good, mentally as well as physically, and you know, hopefully she take care of you. And like Sweeney said, don't be using sex as a weapon. You know, don't be holding back on the cheeks, because when you do stuff like that, you ain't gonna do but give that man a wondering eye, and then he's gonna get them cheeks somewhere else. So, ladies, you want your heart right. You need to make sure he's well taken care of and his sack is empty. So, do what you got to do, ladies.
Ow. Go ahead, Clout.
Yeah, I was gonna say, also like the advice he's given, I'm guessing it's for married men. You know, he's a pastor that are having difficulty sleeping with their wives. I would say, like, for some of those guys, some of what he's talking about is too much. Some of y'all just need to like take a shower, go get a haircut, dig the crud from under your nails, clip them bitches. You know what I'm saying? Trim your beard up, get a new cologne or something, get you some new drawers. You know what I'm saying? Get you some new socks or something, and invite out for some drinks. Take your lady out for some drinks. You know what I'm saying? Go out smelling good, and remind her why she got with you in the first damn place. I don't think you necessarily have to do all of this introspective shit. Just remind her that you fly too. You know what I mean? And she gonna have to see it and she gonna look at you and be like, damn, this nigga's fly. Like I got to get this nigga some cheese. Like look at him. He just got a new cologne, like, and he about to leave out the front door. I gotta give him some before he go get some. So that's
Bro,
all you gotta keep that energy about yourself. Like I feel like a lot of dudes when they get older or when they settle into the relationship, they get into this energy where like they feel like, oh, I got her already. She ain't going nowhere. Like I could just sit around on the couch with my beer gut getting all crazy. It's like, nah, bro. You want her to stay fly. You want her to be looking good. Stay fly, bro. Keep your cologne game right. Keep your suits tailored right. You know what I'm saying? Keep your hairline looking good. If your hairline ain't right, then get the fresh baldy. You know what I mean? And don't have your toes smelling all crazy, cutting up your socks and untrimmed. You know what I mean? Keep yourself in order, my brother, and you'll do just fine.
man, and Clout, sometimes it ain't even that hard. Sometimes it's just knocking out a few dishes in the sink. I swear, like sometimes it's even that simple.
That's
Like,
that married people shit.
like, you know what I mean? One day, shit, waterfall. Just from folding some towels, bro. We, normally like my wife, because y'all know, me and my wife ran the shop together. And one day, you know what I mean? She normally always folds the towels in the shop. This day just so happened she wasn't there. So I just knocked the towels out real quick. She came in, was like, oh man, you folded the towels? Yeah, you know what I mean? I was just looking out for you, you know what I mean? Oh, okay, mate. It was all good the night of. You know what I mean? Had a couple drinks. She was feeling good. I was feeling good. Like bro, it don't even like
Sweeney, I thought you was about to tell the story about what happened right after, like you fold the towels at the job. And
no, we don't, man. It's like we in like like the suites. We ain't trying to do all that. You got other people and shit.
Hey.
No, man. Sometimes it's like, man, we try to make things way more complicated than it has to be.
We try to bring a kink into the job site.
I will say that's fun though. It is fun.
Yeah, it can be. It definitely can be.
Then you can do the secretary role. It's fun. Like, it's a lot of.
Don't get yourself in trouble. Don't listen to Marcus get yourself in trouble now. your landlord gonna kick your black ass out.
Let's see if I can try some shit. But no, man, we making this shit way more complicated. Like I get what the pastor's saying, and technically he's right. But like Trev said, man, we be trying to make it way more introspective, man. You know your woman what makes your woman tick. You know what ticks her boxes. You know what makes her move. And it ain't all, and I'm sorry, and like somebody else said, because I know Trev mentioned the whole sapiosexual thing, and I have to agree. I think those type of women are few and far between. I don't think there's a lot of sapio.
Yeah, there's not a lot. There's not a lot. There's not a lot. That's like, I'd say like 1 out of 90.
100,000.
Something like that, yeah.
Every woman I see that says she was a sapiosexual, you look at who she done gave babies to, and you find out like, that nigga don't look like
right.
How you a sapiosexual? You gave the draws to a mother that ain't graduate high school. Come on now.
Well, see, the only thing about that, right? Let's say that. Let's put it into like on our side. Let's say you might be attracted to certain type of woman, but like you said, you might have to end up rubbing the genie out of the bottle because you can't get what you really want, but the need is still there. So they might really be attracted to men like that mostly, but they'll still go ahead and deal with some other dude because they don't have access to the men they want. They can't hold a conversation with that type of guy. They can't interest that guy.
Yeah. Now, as far as like giving game to men that's out there just playing the field, that's a whole different ball game right there. You got to pull. That's a whole different ball game. But can't nobody give you game about your woman but you. You the only one that knows her, unless another nigga knows her. And at that point, you got a whole different problem on your hands. But should nobody be able to give you more game on your woman than you? Like, especially you been with her for years, you know your woman, you know what makes her tick. And if you ain't ticking the boxes, there's you doing something wrong. And that
but Sweeney, so remember when I was talking about the phase where you learn about women? It's men who didn't go through that phase. So what if they just don't, because you don't know what you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So what if they just clueless as to really, like, they know what they know about their women, but it's things that they haven't even thought of exploring and trying, but because they lack, back to the initial thing about the communication, because they lack the ability to communicate and try and just poke and figure things out, they might stay in the box where they like, all right, well, I know she allows this. I don't want to be judged, so I'm not going to talk to her about XYZ. But with the level that I was talking about of the communication, y'all can get past that, and then y'all can really get into whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because you can openly, honestly communicate like, hey, I want to try this XYZ. Woo. Some men don't feel comfortable bringing that up, whatever that thing may be.
I was gonna say life has a way of straightening men out. Life straightens us out real quick, whether it's with women, employment, the world. It has a way. Like you learn women because you have no choice but to. Otherwise, you don't get women, or you're no longer, or you're not successful with. Like, think about it this way: there are some men who can get women in the short term, who can bag women left and right, but they can't keep them. I.e., they don't stick around long, and then they sit there and they gotta have an introspective conversation with themselves, like, "Dang, man, why don't these women stick around? Like, I can get them for the moment, I can knock them down, but when it comes down to it, when it's time to get serious, and when I'm trying to do something, they don't rock with me." The only thing you can do is have a conversation with those women, or go out and seek advice. That's where you do. There's nothing wrong with seeking advice. You know what I mean? But how I look at it is that when you're talking about dealing with somebody that you've been with, even an unexperienced man is experienced with the woman that he's with. You may be inexperienced with women in general, but you know that woman you've been laying next to for the last 10 years. And if you don't know her, there's seriously something wrong because you have no choice but to learn her.
No, Sweeney, I think you might be speaking from a privileged perspective, bro. Because I don't know how long you were single for, but have you ever had a woman tell you like, "Oh, my ex-man, he didn't do XYZ like this," and praising you in comparison? You know what I'm saying? And those dudes theoretically should know, but they didn't.
They don't.
Yeah,
and they never got to the convo.
Yeah, but then again, life has a way. Like, okay, so he may have lost her in that moment, but then he goes off and find him another woman who may be completely different from that woman, and he checks all her boxes. He didn't check all the boxes of this woman, but he checked all her boxes, and their relationship lasts a little bit longer, and you kind of learn her and this, that, and the third. Like, if you have to be, a lot of people need to just approach relationships with that open mind of understanding the person that they with. And as long as you go in doing that, it shouldn't be that hard to learn the person you with, especially as time goes on. But like what a lot of people do is they can do for the short term, and then they get out the game or they go on and move on to the next one. And for you for this woman, you may have been the magic stick, and you may have been a perfect guy, but for the woman in the past, they thought you was a dog. And shit, life has a way of teaching you that. You just learn women as you go. Either you're gonna learn women for short-term pleasure, or you're gonna learn women for
short-term pleasure. I mean, something like that. Sweeney, man, let's go respect the women, Sweeney. Let's just not just be in and out like that, Sweeney.
Because I know there's one guy who said that he's a professional bachelor, and he knows everything on how he can pull a woman any day of the week and everything. And he just knows how to go out. He knows all the right places to go, all the right things to say to him, and everything else. But he's not good for relationships.
Marcus, I know what you're saying a little bit with that, because I have some women who are friends, and I use their input. Although people say women friends are invaluable, I say you're wrong, because I use a lot of their feedback to help coach men, in all honesty. Because when you have females who are friends that have no emotional investment in that manner, right? It's not romantic. Then they really don't care about what they tell you. So you get a lot of information about what men are doing wrong. And I use that information for no longer my advantage, but at least men that I help, I use it to their advantage. Like, listen, this is what you do. This is how you do this. You get that feedback, and you can go ahead and pass that on to somebody else. Because I'm telling you, there's some dudes out here who just have no clue, right? They never learned. They don't know how to learn. They didn't have male positive figures. We got to understand that, unfortunately, the majority of us are being raised by single parent households. We don't have that male figure to teach us certain things. And if we don't have anybody to pull our coats and tell us, hey, this is how you do this. This is what you're doing wrong. They don't know how to interact with women. There's a lot of men that are well into their 30s, 40s who are still very awkward, right? Probably never watch any adult films or nothing. Don't know what's going on. They don't know how to please a woman, right? And they may have limited relationships because they're so awkward. Their experiences are less, and they don't know how to be open with the woman because they're awkward. So you can't get that feedback. So I could understand what you're saying with that. And I've definitely been behind. Pause. I've been behind some of the dudes. Pause. Who weren't performing, and you can tell just from the female's reaction, like that they have not experienced anything like that. So you kind of know where you stand. Pause.
I think proof of that is like, so you'll talk about like everybody who dealt with women like in the past, right? While they was dating, we all know it's a way you know what I'm saying, you work your number where everything goes smooth so you don't talk yourself out of having sex. The amount of men I see on here that I know they talking themselves out of having sex is why I'm posing that question. I'm like, bro, if you act this way in real life, there is no way you get anything to go your way. It's all gonna go bad. It's like that shit all gonna go bad. Like if I like back in the day, you know, you take your homie on a mission, I could not bring you on a 2-man ever. Like you would fuck the whole play up. Whole player.
You know,
you can't make everybody a wingman.
No, I think time hurts a lot of men too. Cause I'm gonna be real with you. If I was single right now, after like if I was to get like a divorce tomorrow, bro, I wouldn't know how to interact with women today, bro. I would be lost. Like lost. Like how do they? What makes them tick? What am I supposed to be? What places I'm supposed to? Because I don't know none of that shit anymore. Because I do family shit. Like me and my wife, we still go out and shit. But like, what a single man? No, I couldn't advise a single man to do on how to do anything when it comes to dealing with women today. Because time has passed me by. All the shit that, and y'all got to remember, like me and my wife got together when I was in college, junior year. And we all know college, I don't count college as far as that because there's a lot of women that will tell you they done slept with some dudes they wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole today. So all that shit that worked for me in college when I was broke and dusty and was walking around with black Air Force Ones and all that shit, and I was still able to get them back then, that shit ain't working today. Like I wouldn't know how to talk to women today. And a lot of men probably come out of that too, where they come out of relationships that they've been in for 8, 9, 10, 15 years or been married for 20 years and they get a divorce. And that's why they wind up being socially awkward when they come out and trying to deal with women today. Because a lot of women have changed over time. The women that are today, that operate today don't operate the same way that women operate 20 years ago.
I disagree, bro. I completely disagree. I think the basic biology still. All right, so you telling me when you be out, don't know women be hitting on you, and you gotta just like, all right, I'm married. Like you don't, because just having her being married do that.
No, I don't give out that type of energy.
Oh well.
No, sir. Don't even do that. Don't even do that. Don't even do that. Don't even do that. No, don't even do that. Don't even do that. Listen, the more reserved you are, sometimes the harder they try because they want something that is harder to get.
Maybe I'm ugly or something like that. I don't know. You know what I mean? But I don't have women beating down the door trying to knock my drawers off. Like I ain't.
Not like that. But once in a while, nobody don't try to push up. But you know what I mean? Like. A little while ago, you said you had somebody trying to put you in the leg lock or something a couple weeks ago, man. So I gotta have it sometime. Remember?
Oh, you talking about the man? That was way back when, man. I wasn't talking about now, man. That was way back when. I don't. I guess because I don't.
Calling cap on you, bro. They don't believe it. They don't believe.
No. Somebody got to be pressing you, bro. Do you? I know you go out, bro. Like, there's no way. Somebody's got to be pressing you, bro. Or at least hinting. Maybe you just missing. I think you might just be missing it. You probably don't. That might be what it is. You might be unaware. We didn't say he taking the bait.
Keep playing dumb, sweetie. Keep playing dumb.
You know for a fact, don't nobody hit on you more than when you in a relationship. Don't nobody hit on you more than when you're in a relationship.
I wouldn't.
You know that's
true.
come on, man.
I wouldn't know. I bullshit you now.
Yeah, but women's way of hitting on niggas is weird.
I will say
man.
this. I will say this though. There was this one time.
Oh shit! Now you about to fuck again.
In band camp.
Hold on, wait. No,
in band camp.
And I get, and like this shit is a trip. I guess I don't see it because there was this one time we was hanging out at my sister-in-law house. Then we was over there for 4th of July or some shit. Easter. It was Easter. And apparently one of her homegirls was throwing all types of signals at me. She like wound up going into the she wound up like talking about how she wanted to take off her clothes and stuff because she was too hot and everything else. And she was like, my sister-in-law came to me, was like, yeah, the whole night she just kept staring at you and looking at you funny. Now, mind you, my wife right here. And I was like, damn, I didn't notice none of that shit. But she thought that my wife was giving her a dirty look because of that, when in reality, the chick was just weird. And I was like, no, I didn't pick up on her trying to hit on me at all. And like me, I'm genuinely just I make drinks, I get people involved. I'm like, hey, look, man, pull up, let's have another one and all of this. And she was like, yeah, old girl was trying to hit on you and you didn't pick up on. I'm like, no, I ain't pick up on none of that. Because I guess I don't see the sexual energy from women no more, bro. I don't know.
Just pay attention to the body language. It happens all the time. Some lady tried to grab my thigh today, bro. It happens all the time. I don't know how you avoid it, man. Like, but you might be missing it because some girls, if they feel like you're not really with it, they'll give like little subtle hints. They'll give a little joke here. They'll smile a lot. You got to look at the way their body's facing you. Like, it's just pick up on the body language, right? I think you're just missing it, man. I can't see it. I can't see it.
I guess I also don't put myself in positions where I can get that type of body language, like how you said.
Nope, don't even try that, bro. I was at work doing my thing. Got violated. I don't be doing nothing, bro. I don't be doing nothing. I don't be doing nothing, bro.
What I mean by that is that I actually put forth the effort not to be alone with women and shit like that, or like. Again, I work with my wife, so I've never.
You know they're gonna try to throw you the cheeks. What we talking about?
Yeah. You just missing it, bro. I promise you, dog. Listen, I'm gonna hang with you one time. We're gonna go somewhere. I'm not gonna get you in trouble, but I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna show you every single person who you could bag. Promise you. You'd be like, dang, I didn't even know it was like that. I didn't even know it was like. I didn't even know it was like that.
I'm trying to have you on out here on missions and shit. Nah, man. Let's just go to the bowling alley and bowl.
Hey, that's good. I'll show you there.
We said that shit gonna be like training day.
Officer Hoyt.
Huh?
Let's just go to the bowling alley and bowl, man.
Hey,
look, listen. This is all in the name of the work, right? It's not for me and my own personal gain. It's for what it is that I do. I help other people.
Oh, real?
You know what I mean? Yeah, like it's never for me. I'm retired. Y'all know I'm retired. I can't do that anymore.
Coaching the game,
I live vicariously through others. I can't do anything like that anymore.
Hey, Sweetie, Trevor said he retired. He trying to get you back out there.
He ain't about to have me out here. Trey trying to have like, nah, man, you ain't using me as no experiment. No.
Yeah, you're gonna be a work study.
You're like, man, look.
God damn.
He'll be like, yeah, see, now you see that woman right there, bro? She just gave you the eyeballs, cuz. Why don't you go over there? I'm like, nah, man, come on.
Bro, this the most forward That's why I say I don't think it's this. Like, if anything, I say that people is more reserved. People are just jump in your inbox and throw news at you in this day and age.
But but there are some men that don't know how to, like. Yeah, I don't. That's why I said I wouldn't. I'm not that. I'm 5'10", 5'9". I'm 5'9" and 3/4, 5'10" with shoes on, and you know what I mean. Like, you know what I mean. Like, I just
don't downplay yourself, bro. You could be out here getting it. You shouldn't, but you could.
At that level of the game yet.
I'll put it like this: the man that gets the dudes that's got chicks that's throwing them news, and they more than likely that shit's a scam. Like,
Yo, Sweeney, I'm just gonna let you know. Here's another fun fact. Whatever you consider yourself from 1 to 10, you have to add 2 points for dreads.
What?
And you got a beard, man. Come on, bro.
Oh man, this is wild.
When he trying to stay out of trouble, man. Keep that man out of trouble, man.
Yeah, Sweeney laughing too damn hard, man. He over there blushing.
Oh wow, bro. I was not prepared for this.
He's sweating and shit in the hot seat.
Like he looking around, make sure ain't no shoes come flying.
The chocolate.
You know,
He know it's real. He probably just don't want to admit it. No.
Which ask real quick, man. The real Red Pill Ranger 499 says these women not sapiosexuals. They just lean that term and it sounds good. They BDs be ready on a 6th grade level.
Damn, I might have stole that from him then, because I didn't catch that whole reading on the 6th grade level thing. And
then the Black Dragon $5 says women use proximity to make sure you see them. They want attention, which is the first thing men pay after they are wanting you to make the first move. I thank everybody that's contributed to the platform. I tried to get some ladies to call in on the phone line, but I guess one of the ladies that wants to. Any ladies in the chat want to call in real quick? Want to ask a question?
We didn't even announce that.
Come on with it. Come on with it.
In the chat, any women want to come up?
Yeah, this is half hour.
Just call in. Just call in. I'll probably take a couple of people. Y'all want to call in and ask some questions.
Did you see that video I sent you, JR?
Let me go ahead and see if I can pull it up some type of way.
I'm curious on y'all thoughts on this.
I will say this though, Darius Jones definitely made everybody look bad, man. He made the fellas look bad on this one.
Who?
Darius Jones, Keke Palmer dude.
Oh yeah.
He made us look bad on this one, bro. I feel bad for even being in the next corner for a little bit, bro.
Hey, y'all stay tuned tomorrow, man. I got a special show for y'all tomorrow. It'll be at 8:00 Central. Paris and Ali will be discussing some things.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be pure goddamn comedy right there.
It's gonna happen at 8:00, man. It's gonna happen.
Man, Jay, I hope you bullshit.
No, I'm not bullshit.
I think you know what's crazy though. I think they're gonna be different when it's just the two of them in a room. I don't think they're gonna have the same smoke for each other. Because it's one thing when you get to put on the show because you got other people on the panel that can jump in and referee. It's a whole nother ball game when it's just you and one other person.
Sweeney, I don't think you realize who you're talking about, right?
Oh no, I know exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm definitely for it, even if I just got to listen to my earphones because I'm gonna be away. But yeah, I mean, I'm for it.
With the Darius Jackson thing. So who do y'all like? So from the very beginning, I was saying I think this is his fault. I think had all I didn't know he was gonna be on the abusive thing, but I felt as though, in my personal opinion, the way he engaged in that relationship set the tone for him to be disrespected, and he did not know how to maintain like a masculine frame or whatnot. And because he couldn't do that, a lot of men, they jump to, okay, well, not a lot, but the men who can't do that jump to I'm gonna try and assert my dominance physically by putting hands on you. That's how you get them situations.
A woman actually pointed that out to me because I had this one. I was talking to her with one of my clients, his mom. She was sitting there, we was talking about it, and she said something along the lines of he tried. Now, granted, this is assuming that all of this is recent, because from what they said from the screenshot, from the still of the video, it looked like he'd been beating her ass since last year. He'd been putting paws on it since last year. But let's just assume everything is current and all this just happened over the last month. She said that he tried to control it with social media. and thought everybody would ride with him, or thought that he would get, you know what I mean, that everybody would ride with him, and that's how he could control her, and found out that that wasn't the case. And what I think, and I'm gonna throw my own thought in there, I think he really did break up with her, and he dropped her, and then realized he wanted her back. But once he wanted her back, she was already gone. And so he tried to reel her back in, and that's when things got abusive, because he may have felt like the only way he can control her is by putting hands on her. And the reality is, you're not in a position to control a woman like that, and you never had control over a woman like that. And he played himself, and you know what I mean. You're going to jail, buddy. You're going to jail.
I think he's going to jail.
Dutifully, yeah, he's going to jail. Dutifully so too. They need to go ahead and go ahead and sit his ass down somewhere.
Of course, it's true, and it's been going on for a while. Why does she have a baby by this man? You know, that's the part I don't understand. I mean, it's one thing he's doing this to you, but now you bringing a child into this terrible and turbulent relationship. That don't make sense to me, brother. That it really doesn't.
Ain't she from like Harvey and Markham, or Dalton, one of the south suburbs, the hood south suburbs?
I don't know. I didn't know she was from Chicago. Well, Chicagoland area.
Yeah, I think she might be from Dalton.
I know she said her mother is for sure. I heard her talk about it.
I don't advise suburban dudes to try. Like, that ain't never gonna work out.
I would say
that shit ain't gonna work.
I would say I don't think I don't know, because we watched Keke Palmer. Keke Palmer don't strike me as the type that's silent, or that'll sit there and just take something like that. We literally watched her taunt this man live on TV. Like, so to say that, I just don't know how. That's why I think everything might be recent, because I don't see her as the type that'll sit there and get her ass beat and then turn around and taunt him. Like, I've never met.
That could be how it happened.
That's what I'm saying. Unless him beating on her was the result of her taunting him and stuff like that. But if this been going on for a year, she just don't strike me as the type that'll take getting beat on for a year. And then, in my eyes, I don't think a victim would do the things that she did now if she was a victim early on. I don't know. I don't know about the still. I don't know about the still picture. I think somebody might have put the wrong date up there or something like that, because it just don't seem right to me. Like, it don't seem like she would be getting beat on for a year, and then unless she was just fed up, unless she was already fed up and was like, "Yeah, I'm about to do you dirty," and she might have found her voice now. I don't know.
I feel like she outspoken enough, or I think she's outspoken enough that, like you said, I think that's a result of him trying to assert his dominance, with her doing what you're saying, ridiculing him, taunting him, using her mouth as a weapon. And you should never, ever do that. But I think that is the result of that. I don't think she was just getting abused out. You know what I'm saying? I believe she got hit or whatever. But you get what I'm saying? I don't think he was just beating up, and then I agree with your point. Put it like that. I agree with your point, because it kind of sounds like I'm making an excuse for abusing the women the way I'm hearing it, and I'm not. So I don't even want to go down that road.
And I will say this is all, we're all still basing this off of still shots. We haven't seen a video on it yet. So I'm kind of reserving judgment, but if he put pause on the man, hey, look, hey, there's a place for you. Time to get you on up out of here.
I'm going to play this video right quick for you, Marcus, and then we're going to get up out of here.
With men that try to match your energy, you'll have a worse relationship with them, because as a man, you have to understand that you cannot do what women do. Getting mad because I'm mad and then treat me like you got a problem with me without knowing if I have a problem with you is very womanly. Not answering calls on purpose because I missed your call on accident, womanly. Trying to hurt or destroy me mentally, physically, and emotionally whenever there's an issue with us, womanly. Because you've been around too many women to the point that now you're trying to keep up with one. Free game, ladies.
All right, go ahead, Marcus.
I want to hear what y'all thought about this.
I was gonna say everything outside of the middle one, I agree with her on, about the not calling because I missed your call by accident. So that one I'm with her on. The rest of them, I'm like, hey, look, if you like, men know why the fuck you're mad, because we asked. So There's never a time like, and if you mad at me and then I'll sit here and I ask you what's up and you just mad for the sake of being mad, and I get upset, then we just two upset motherfuckers in the house. That ain't me being a woman. That's me being mad just because I'm upset that you sitting over here giving me dirty stares and I don't know what the hell going on. And then the last one, I think she said, what did she say on the third one?
With men that try to match your energy, you'll have a worse relationship with them because as a man, you have to understand that you cannot do what women do. Getting mad because I'm mad and then treat me like you got a problem with me without knowing if I have a problem with you is very womanly. Not answering calls on purpose because I missed your call on accident, womanly. Trying to hurt or destroy me mentally, physically, and emotionally whenever there's an issue with us, womanly. Because you've been around too many women to the point that now you're trying to keep up with one. Free game, ladies.
Oh yeah, the third one also. If that's human nature. If somebody hurt you, you try to hurt them back. That's human nature. There's a reason why we talk about street justice and all that shit. It's revenge. Call it whatever you want to call it. That's how, you know what I mean? I don't see that as being womanly. Now that middle one, I see definitely some women doing that shit. But
hey man, I bet that heifer's ugly as hell under all that goddamn makeup she got on. God damn. Look at
her face kind of rough.
I bet she got an acne problem. Look like she
you know what? No.
Her goddamn face.
Her face is strong. That's what we call it. Because her face is strong.
Damn.
She look like she got muscles in her face.
She's shining. Her face is shining. Got her lips glossing. Eyelashes popping.
Have y'all ever noticed? That sometimes it's always
like Bozo the Clown.
How y'all ever notice that it's always the women that cause the most problems that want to sit there and tell you how a man should act? You be the most problematic woman on the planet, and when he respond, then he I guarantee you, she would call a man a woman if he left her ass. How dare you leave me? That's only some shit a woman to do. Like, no, you problematic. You starting fights, getting into arguments, tearing up his shit. He's supposed to sit there and just take that because he a man?
Okay, so the way
I think the problem is, man, look, some dude's gonna go for that, man, and they think she's probably the next greatest thing going on since sliced bread, and they never had one probably look as good as her, and so they gonna do whatever they gotta do to stay around. She seemed like she probably verbally does just abuse a man on a regular basis.
Dog a man out.
I'm sure she does.
And think somebody's going to sit there and take that shit.
So
he's grabbing ankles.
So how I interpreted this video was I listened to what she said, and what I heard her describing was us reacting to something we think but don't have proof of. Because she said, I'm mad. She could be mad at a lot of things that ain't got nothing to do with you, and then you get mad at her because she mad about something else. Then if she accidentally missed the call and then you respond by not answering on purpose, and if you hurt and then just trying to hurt her based off of that. So I was like, I agree with that. But that's how I heard it. But the beginning of how she worded it, though, Hank, when she first worded it, it was sounding up like she was about to just send shots at men. So that was what I mean by an example of how when you preface something away, everything following that comes in the context of it's an attack. You get what I'm saying?
Did you hear what she said? She said you can't do what we do.
That's true.
That's what she said. So we women, we could do what we want to do, but you can't do the same thing. So you can't be mad because I missed your call and didn't call you back. You can't be mad about that. That's one.
Accidentally though.
Come on now.
You have to listen to the words.
Look, I understand what she's saying. Accidentally.
Listen to it one more time, please.
Because she's on the call with another dude trying to get her hair done. You know
I would say this. The only problem I have with it though, Marcus, is that she's saying
my ass.
Hold on. Can y'all please listen to it one more time? Just one more time, and you'll see what I'm saying.
I heard what you said.
He said she literally was saying she ain't do nothing, and then we was responding to it.
Yeah, but if you mad and I come over there and I ask you what's wrong with you, and you turn your attitude on me, now I'm mad. See, that's the part I think that's the part that she be missing. She ignores the point where when he came and he asked what was going on and she turned her attitude on him. So now she's probably interpreting his attitude as just being mad because she mad. No, you sat there and you done cuss me out highways to the guys, and then you gonna sit there and be like, I can't believe you just mad because I'm mad. No, I'm mad because you turned your attitude on me. I didn't do shit too.
That's misdirected anger. Misdirected anger is not excused. If something happened with my day, I'm not going to bring that home. Something happened at wherever I'm at doing my work, I can't bring that home. That's crazy. You don't bring that negative energy at the house. That's inexcusable. So you're still going to catch it. Something you can't get that.
And I'm basing this off the assumption that all the men that I've ever been around, they ask their women what's wrong when they see them upset. They, you know what I mean? They may go over there, try to rub on their back or something like that. She swipes them away or some shit. Like, what the fuck wrong with you? And she turns that anger on the man, and then he feels some type of way, and you want to call him a woman because he mad because now y'all both mad in the house. I wasn't mad until you turned your anger on me and started calling me out, you know what I mean, cussing me out because you mad at Susie at the job. I ain't Susie.
But she ain't providing none of that context. All
I
she
know,
said,
but you know what?
All she said was you getting mad because. So look, if y'all mad about something, right? Say you had a terrible day at work, you come home and you just need a moment to yourself, and she come in and see that you upset about work and get mad at you for being upset about work. You want to be mad about that?
Yes,
she should be mad because we shouldn't bring that negative energy home.
That's why I prefaced what I said. I said this is under the assumption that all men that I've ever known, they ask what's wrong. They see something wrong with their woman, they ask them. You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? They may go and like think of it this way. How do I know that you mad unless you express to me that you angry in a way? And how do I know you're not mad at me unless you tell me in a way that lets me know that you're not mad at me? And this is why I said what happens a lot of the times is a man may try to walk up and kiss his woman on the neck, or you know what I mean, give her a kiss or a hug, but she's mad about something that went on during the day, and she rejects him, and she's misinterpreting that anger as something else that is not. No, he's not mad that you're mad. He's mad that, hey, look, you have that misdirected anger towards me when I did nothing wrong. So now I'm mad because you mad at me and you done did something to me now. That's why I prefaced it with the assumption of, now, if you're just talking about in a vacuum and you come home, you just mad for the day, and he decided to be mad because you mad, so he pissed at you for being mad, then that's some goofy shit. I wouldn't even say that's woman shit. That's just goofy shit. Because any woman that does shit too is goofy.
And that's what I heard. And even further, so the way I look at relationships is like we supposed to be the cornerstone of the temperament of the home. So if we engage in petty games, because we think it ain't even actually occurring, but we think she engaged in something, so we tick for tatting in the home, you gonna have a crazy contentious home. So the way I viewed that is, like for the first example, if she mad, I would have asked her and clarified that it wasn't about me and gave her a space to go get, you know what I'm saying, get her mind right. It don't require us to have to fight about that. The other thing, if she missed a call, then I'm like, you don't know why people miss calls. And she clearly saying it was an accident. I can't get mad at her for accidentally missing a call. People miss calls. And then we shouldn't be trying to hurt somebody just because we feel hurt. That's all I was saying.
Keep it a bean.
No.
This is kind of switch gear. How likely is a dude to get upset that a woman accidentally missed a call without further context? Like,
it's pretty likely, depending on
like she missed his call and he just was like, and just went off on her without asking her, hey, look, man, I called you earlier. What happened? And she said, oh man, babe, I accidentally missed your call. And so like you just like, what is the likelihood of?
She ain't say he went off on her though. She just said, ignore my calls because I missed your call.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I guess what I'm saying is like, men, and I'm sure the men on this panel especially, we don't just move like that. Like if your woman missed your call and you have a certain mindset about what just happened, you're gonna call her and ask her and talk to her about why she missed her call before you just start ignoring it and before you resort to action.
And that's manly. That's manly. What you just described is manly. That's what my point
That's what I'm saying. Like what? That just tells me a lot about her.
Like, who are these niggas y'all talking about?
Exactly. Like, who is this nigga that you talking about that just flies off the handle because you missed this phone call with no context and was just like, I'm just gonna ignore this chick's calls for the rest of the day because she ain't answer my phone call.
Even better question: why is she in a relationship with him?
If you look in the comments, if y'all look in the comments, y'all will be like, oh, damn, I'll take it back. I promise you do. It was guys in there like, shit, we equal. I'm going to match her energy. Tit for tat. She, like, I wouldn't, like, they was going in on her. And I was listening, like, they called me a simp like 5 times in the comments. It got like 4,000 likes. Women like, yeah, you a real man. The man was like, simp ass. Stop simping.
See, this is the problem. This is what happened when Kevin Samuels died. He left a vacuum of a lot of misinterpretation of a lot of the lessons that he gave. When he talked about mirroring somebody's energy, I think a lot of dudes today are misinterpreting that and saying, oh, I'm going to match your energy instead of mirroring. Like, he mirrored back energy to reveal to someone what they were doing was wrong. A lot of these dudes are starting like, because I think if Kevin Samuels was still alive today, bro, a lot of the shit we hear in the manosphere, a lot of the shit we hear from the red pill community would have them hating him right now. He would speak against a lot of shit that's being said today. And him dying left a vacuum for a lot of misinterpretation of a lot of shit that he said. And I think that's what you ran into in that comment section, where dudes were just trying to say, oh no, we are mirroring your image, your energy. But a lot of these dudes, and on top of that, I would say that certain content attracts certain type of people. So her making that type of content attracts a certain dynamic of people that will come in and just say wild shit like that. Because you wouldn't catch me, JR, Trev, Hank, and a lot of men that you even know personally in those comment sections talking about, no, we on equal footing. I'm gonna get mad because you just mad at the work. Like, because I don't know men that do that dumb shit. That's weird.
I really look, the amount of women that hit like it was about 4,000 women that hit like, and I thought this was common sense. I'm not gonna lie. I even said that dude was like, see, that's why you end up with disrespectful women, because you be tolerating the nonsense. I say, what? No, my bro. No. See him, number one bullshit.
But if you notice though, that's actually what he's doing, is actually tolerating nonsense, because that's nonsense. What she said and what she said that she encountered, and the women that liked that post and the men that commented on that post, all of them arguing in this vacuum, all of them on bullshit. So when you came in with something completely different from what would happen in a real situation, they thought you was on bullshit. The reality is that all of them tolerate that type of nonsense, because that's be the type of time that everybody in that ecosphere be on. They like matching energy and being mad because you mad and just doing goofy shit to one another. And then they want to come over into these spaces and ask, well, why is this going on? Because y'all motherfuckers love doing that goofy shit. Like when she said it, it didn't make sense in my mind, because I'm like, I don't know men that just fly off the handle and don't ask what's going on. I don't know many men that just get angry because their woman is angry without context or without something happening to them from their woman to make them angry with them. I don't know men that ignore their women's phone calls out of revenge because they missed a phone call. Because the only way I would know that is if I blew up your phone and then I call you and then you tell me you ignored me on purpose. Now I got a problem with you. I don't just assume that shit. I don't know.
I think that's a rational thought, but I don't know if you look around, because I realized this coming around here, that I think when you marry or when you just be around like positively minded people, you exist in a vacuum and a bubble. And when you step outside that bubble and interact with other people that don't really be in that sphere, you be like, oh, y'all is crazy. This really what y'all out here doing. And you can see it by the amount of stuff. Like if I've seen men get into it with other men because they misinterpreted the words, and these niggas go full on war and create narratives and do all type of crazy stuff based off the initial conversation wasn't what you making it out to be. You interpreted it wrong and you just ran with that. You ain't getting no clarity. You emotionally believe something, gaslit yourself to believe it, and now you believe it's a fact so much that you want to attack this person.
Yeah.
I've seen it, bro, and it get ugly, and you sitting there like, none of this had to happen. Yeah, this was really a misunderstanding. You didn't understand the context of this comment, and you didn't understand the context of that comment, and now y'all mortal enemies off of just silliness. And I'm telling you, there's people out here doing this stuff, bro. You might not believe it's
I
me, but
don't
there's people
disagree with
really
you.
doing it.
When you said, I told you, like, one of the things I always go off of is a lot of people like to go off of the content creator, right? So, like, say for instance, Trev make a post, right? And I don't take what Trev say as the truth as far as how people behave. I go off of what I see in the comments a lot of the times. Like, if you get a woman that's on a panel and she start talking reckless, and then you see the women in the comment section, you get 20-some thousand comments, and they're all women, and they all agreeing with this. That's how I gauge on how people generally feel about things. Because the content creators say whatever they want to say, but they may not necessarily represent a lot of people until you see a lot of people agree with that person. So in that scenario, yeah, I probably would be back. I probably would be kerfuffle too. Like, bro, what is going on in here? Y'all are all odd. But also notice that we're starting to see that we create the atmospheres when it comes to our content. Because if you create the type of content that invites those type of people, which she did, because I'm sure that ain't her only content where she's talking this reckless and talking about this goofy, silly shit. That's who you start inviting. You start inviting men and women that come in and they have these goofy ass arguments with each other because they goofy ass people. But when you step outside of that and you go into a different space, you realize, like, oh, so this is how it's supposed to go. So these are the type of conversations we supposed to be having. Oh, this is what rational people sound like. Because a lot of these, especially on TikTok, bro, most of them people are not.
Yeah, it's different. I think it's different because when we put, like, let's say I'll have one post and I'm multi-purpose, right? I'll throw it on Twitter, Clapper, YouTube, Instagram, everything, right? Snapchat, all the same video, and get completely different reactions. It's almost like it was a different subset of people. People on TikTok behave, or at least react, very differently than they do on Instagram, than they do on YouTube. Like, they're all very different. Like, some videos that I put on a platform will be really well received on one side, but then other people might hate it. And I don't know if it's just the energy because of the way somebody set it off or whatever, but a lot of times there's completely different interpretations from the same exact post, like copy paste to platform. So it's hard to say what you're really going to run into with how people react to it, because it literally be the same joint, but I'll get completely different reactions from each one.
Perspective and what's the other word? Perception. Perspective and perception. I think what they say, your perspective is how you see the world. Perception is the ability to take yourself out of how you see it and view it from somebody else's lens. If you can understand perception, then you can avoid a whole lot of issues that reflect from just having a general perspective on situations. And because I be trying to stay in the perception portion of it, I kind of be seeing everybody's side to get to a solution. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's the best way to go about it. But shit, it's ugly out there when you're trying to be rational. Sometimes, boy, you get the worst. You go, man, you can go from being called a king amongst kings to being called a simp in a matter of hours. You can go from being a woman of women to being called a pick-me in a matter of hours, bro. Like, people will switch, because the thing is, when you're rational, you're gonna wind up seeing it from both sides. You're gonna wind up saying things that a lot of people agree with and a lot of people disagree with. But when you just headstrong, say, hey, you can be the king for a long time when you create the space for it. Shit, Derrick Jackson had the game on lock for a long time. A long time for him to fall off.
Till he started doing what he was complaining about the whole time.
until the nigga got caught. He had the game on lock, boy. He couldn't do no wrong. Even now, boy, you see, even now, Derrick Jackson still has a hold on women, because let's keep it real. To a lot of women, cheating ain't the end all be all. They let like when you as long as you keep rocking with them and you say what they want to hear, they will ignore all the cheating. Steve Harvey done cheated on like 3 of his women already, and they still rock with him and still quote him. So Derek Jackson ain't gonna he might have took a little L right now, but he gonna get back out there, get in the pool pit, and he gonna start talking this shit again, and then you're gonna see women rocking with him all over again. And we as men gonna be jumping in like, what? Wait a minute, he just cheated. They're like, that was old news. He different now. And then we gonna be so.
All right, you don't think we do the same thing as men?
Absolutely.
We'll rock with somebody message knowing that they doing everything anti to the message, and then we do that same thing, bro.
The number one shit. There's a reason why that phrase "wrong, right message, wrong person" exists.
Yeah. That's a fact. That's a super fact.
We do it too, man. There's some like you know how long people rock with Pearl before she started doing other bullshit, and then even then, like you still see people still trying to find the silver lining in the things she say. But then there's some people that's built on the fact that, hey, look, I don't care how great your words are, I don't care how well spoken or how much of what you say that I agree with, because your lifestyle or because of the way you move, I just can't quote you or move and rock with you. There's some people out there like that, but we as humans, we tend to choose sides based on the way that and it is what it is. I just hope that I will say if you're constantly, if everybody is in constant agreement with you, then a lot of the times you might not always be saying what needs to be said.
Probably just pandering.
Yeah. If all the time, and men can pander to men too, if all the time everybody agrees with you, you either created a space where you created an echo chamber, or 2, you might not always be saying what needs to be said. Because you're supposed to get hit from all sides. There's supposed to be some times where women can't stand you.
Pause.
There's supposed to be some times where women do love you. There's supposed to be some times where men be like, man, fuck that nigga. And there's supposed to be some time where men like, yeah, bro, I see what you're saying. Because if you like, there's no time where we all don't have the answers. You don't always have all the answers. And I think people who try to have all the answers, they tend to try to play it safe, and they try to roll with what they think everybody wants to hear. And if you're doing that, then I don't think you're saying what needs to be said.
I think another thing that can happen, because this will happen to me. I'll understand what the man is trying to say and say it in a way that women can understand, but the men don't like that way it's said. Like kind of like what happened with dude in the video earlier, minus those 2 words. If he took those 2 phrases out, we all kind of said the same thing. But because he added them 2 words, and maybe he specifically added them 2 words for the hit with the women. You say what, Clout?
Words matter.
Yeah, they do.
Them 2 words change the context.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I will say this though. I would. That's the reason why it sucks that we react to videos a lot of the times. And I hope that one day JR start doing this, like he start reaching out to the people of the videos that we react to and how to come up here, so that we can ask them those questions like, hey, bro, what did you mean when you said XYZ? Because sometimes I do think like that's why I like having these personal conversations, because we all may say some shit that slips up, and then somebody has to come in like, hey, bro, you said some bullshit right there, and then you have to try to clean it up. I do believe that sometimes we don't allow people the space to clean up their words. They say something wrong, and we be like, hey, bro, that was some bullshit. And they be like, well, wait a minute, I didn't mean it that way. And then you be like, no, you said that shit. You be like, no, let the man clean up. Let him clean up his word. Maybe he did fuck up. So, you know what I mean? I will hope that it would be dope if JR can get him up here so he can explain that one. Like, hey, what did you mean by that? What Drewski say? What did you mean by
that? What's that? Never been records? Could have been records.
Oh yeah. All right, we'll go ahead and close the show out, man. Again, hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let's make sure we support everybody that's on the panel. I want to thank the gentlemen tonight for the perspectives. Welcome back, Sweeney. Welcome back, man.
It's all right to be back. Yeah, this is a good way to start it all off again.
Yeah.
We're happy to have you back.
I realized because I remember the last time I said I think I ran
back.
out of things to say, but then I watched a few shows. I was like, oh shit.
Wait, was your last show that was it when was that the last show? Oh, sweet.
No, Princess what? No, Princella wasn't the last one. It was like I did one more show after that one.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Like maker.
What y'all been making, man? Hey, look, I'll try to stay off of that side of YouTube now, bro. I just I can't. I'll just try to stay off of that side. I'll just try to because that shit's wild.
Oh man, that shit was funny.
With that being said, man, let's go ahead and hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel, man. We out. You should click that link pinned to the top of the chat right there and go ahead and get your beard and body kit. All right, y'all.